That's what you're telling me. There's good.
We can run it back.
I tell you when we start.
we can run
This is
it.
a dictatorship in here.
We can run it back.
Yeah,
I remember everything we said.
We can always run it back. All right, let's actually get cranking. So I'll do a little intro thing, and we will get going. And I'm here with
I wasn't meant to
Craig. No, it's all right. I appreciate that you did anyway.
I just got
I'm with
excited.
James and Craig from Pink Plates.
Do we look at the cameras?
It was gonna. You can. There's multiple
guns.
cameras. Camera 1, camera 2.
Cameron, will you pick this up?
Oh,
Or
that
Chris,
sounds like some beers.
where are these beers from?
Oh, you know what? I heard a rumor
Let's.
that these beers could potentially be
Do
from
I get paid for this?
No.
Black Sands Brewing Co.
No.
based in West
You
Auckland.
get paid when we get paid.
Which is never.
No, we're musicians.
That's true. Well, cheers. Well, thank you for bringing
Hey,
the beers.
cheers. Thanks for having
And
us,
it's
bro.
great for having you fellas on. We have been speaking about it for a while. Yeah,
We sure have.
I guess let's begin at the beginning. Pink Plates. Why did you start?
That's what I ask myself
Yeah, every morning.
as I play footsies with James under the table.
Oh,
Every
Feel
morning. Yeah, I do.
you're wearing socks on though, so you are protected.
Yeah, it's foreplay.
Yeah.
You would call it.
I wake up every morning and go,
condom.
why did I start?
Yeah.
Why did any of this start?
Tell us about Pink Plates, James.
Pink Plate started. I have no idea how it started. I think I was playing in pop bands, and it was fine. The stage shows were cool, but they were always like to a click track and very like organized. And so I was drunk at a party and was like, I want to start a punk band. So I went to the one guitarist that was closest to me, not like emotionally close, but physically close, and that was John, who was also at the party. And I said, John, we're going to start a punk band. He went, sweet. And I went, we need a drummer. I'll get Michael. Michael's been in every band I've ever been in. And then Jake, our old bass player, was also at the party. And he overhears the conversation, goes, I would love to be in a punk band. And went, sweet, bro, you're in. He goes, mean, I've been practicing guitar. Like, I'm really good on fingerstyle stuff. And we go, nah, bass.
So basically, you were at a party,
Yeah.
and the 3 closest humans to your proximity were in the band immediately.
Yeah,
That's normally how punk bands start, though.
Yeah.
isn't it?
pretty much.
Do you have a little bit of rhythm? You're in. It's
Yeah.
like-
Can I see you in this room?
Yeah.
You're qualified.
Yeah.
And I was living with John at the time, and we're like, we'll write a song. And literally sat down over some beers and wrote Monkey in about 2 hours. And went, there we go, that's one. And
4 years later,
Yeah, 3 years
still
song, still playing it.
every gig.
and we're like, that's a good song. We'll keep that. That's good. And Pink, like Monkey has like been unchanged, like since we started it. We also wrote another song called Unicorn Hunter, which was about like an older couple at a bar sussing out a potential third.
Oh.
Which, for those of you
Spicy.
listening tonight, or whenever, doesn't have to be tonight, but for those of you out of the,
It might be the afternoon or morning.
who knows?
You could be listening to this at any time of day.
Could be midnight. But those of you out of the know, a bisexual woman who is looking for a couple is called a unicorn because they're so rare, apparently. I think it's the ones that are keen on sleeping with an older couple are rare. Bisexual women are
Hey
a
man,
dozen.
this is your territory. I'm a married man.
Yeah, no, sweet.
Are you a married man?
No. I just made that up. I'm not married at all. I've never been married, nor am I married.
I just fucking lied.
I'm gonna lie all night on this podcast.
But we wrote Unicorn Hunter thinking like Monkey was good. This is a good song. We like it. We'll do Unicorn Hunter. We played it at one gig. Hated it. Hated the whole concept. It's so...
But Monkey got a good...
Monkey was good.
I was at their first gig. I'm actually a fan.
And we
of the band.
closed with
Right.
Unicorn Hunter too. And that was our big finale. It
was terrible.
Sucked. So
Sucks.
bad. We played at
So
one
bad.
gig. It's been scrapped. I found a recording recently. Still sucks.
This is a really good way to introduce the band. Hey, we wrote this song
we cut
4
our
years ago.
We cut our
sucked
shit
and we never
songs. We've
played
got
it
good
again.
quality management.
I like you guys' new single, G.I. John.
G.I. John's great.
Yeah. New single. That's the way to put it. Yeah.
Well,
It's a
probably not
single.
new for you guys, but new for the audience.
Yeah,
Let's put it that way.
G.I. John, I think, was the third song we ever wrote.
Oh, right.
And that's, it's about John.
The military, join the Korean army, right?
Yeah, because...
Is that what it's? I mean, that's what the lyrics always kind of.
It is.
go on
Yeah,
about.
it's a true
But
story.
Is that actually? finding a romantic partner and having to go back to the military. Am I right? Or was that wrong?
Because John is from South Korea, they have like mandatory military.
It's 2 years. It's 2 years, though.
Yeah. And John managed to defer it till he's 34, which I'm still not sure how.
I thought he gave up his citizenship.
Wait, you mean 24, right?
No, 34.
Oh, 34?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Which I'm not sure what military purpose you serve at 34. But
I mean still a reasonably
cannon
able body.
fodder.
Honestly, probably cannon fodder. Probably the same amount of fucking.
How many press-ups can you do?
Admin.
He's probably the same amount of usefulness as he would be at 24, to be honest. But he's
More useful.
But yeah, he managed to defer it till he's 34. But we made it a bit of a joke that like John just wants to stay here in New Zealand and sleep with New Zealand women. And so that's G.I. John is about a love triangle between John, girls, and the military of the Democratic people. No, that's the North one.
Whatever the South one is. And when you say girls,
The Democratic Republic.
Democratic People's Republic. What's
I don't actually know.
there was just
People's
one.
Republic of Korea is the South one. Is it PRK?
I actually don't know.
No, DPRK is North.
DP, yeah. Okay.
I love a DP, but it was.
I thought that was just
between
Kim,
those things.
I thought that was just Kim Jong Un's
Yeah, that's him. He's North
playground essentially.
I don't know which side he was batting for, but yeah, there was a girl that kept him here. I think it was one
Korea.
Ah, yeah, that was
beautiful woman,
There's one now.
stripper. Not the one now, the one before.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
Damn,
She was awesome.
G.I. John, man.
got it-
Out.
John,
got
look,
around.
John is a when you meet him, he's a silent individual, but he's done some things, man.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
been
man.
some places. He's talked to
Undercover.
some people.
Which is why he's so chill now. Because he's like, he's found a girl now, settled down. He's got like a dog and a house. He's made it.
He's got all his chaos behind him, but you know.
Which I think is probably
You've got some.
most of Pink Plates though is very much like we've done our dash.
Have you?
I think that's what I see it in your guys' live performance. I haven't seen you guys once. I was a big fan, and like I also because like for those listening, Jason and I actually went to school. You're younger than me in school.
Yes.
At school.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, you guys
Because
went to-
I remember you in the metalcore band Eyes and Nines.
Eyes and Nines.
with Ollie.
You guys went to the same school.
We did.
Yeah.
we did.
Was it a private school?
Yeah. I had slaves.
Don't
They're from,
I didn't.
They're from West Auckland.
Hey, shout out Linfield
Specifically
College, West Auckland.
West
Yeah.
Auckland doesn't just have slaves though. Don't they have breweries?
Well, they have one brewery. Oh wow, and that brings us
Is that a segue
To the
Where's
sponsor.
my fucking money?
the sponsor of today's podcast.
With no label on the can.
With no label because these are actually rejects from my brewery.
Oh my
Black
God.
Sands Brewing, the only brewery in West Auckland, as not an official sponsor of the podcast, but we are drinking.
But we will plug the ever-loving
Yeah.
fuck out of it for
No one
however
will
long
stop
we're
us.
here.
You plugged it when we weren't even on the podcast.
I haven't
I
stopped.
think I've
talking
heard about it like 3 times in half an hour.
But it's been good having Craig in the band though with Black Sands and Matt in the band as well. being the-
because you get free beer.
Well, not-
That's my role in the band.
I know. Now I kind of understand the plugging because you feel used for all the beer. And now it's like, it makes
Oh
sense.
yeah,
Well, you
not for
can't
mine,
sell
Makes
this
sense.
one.
but
We drink the ones you
Might
can't
not.
sell.
That's true.
But
The
we
reject
did.
beers.
But we did make a pink beer for our
Pink
we
last
did a
beer.
formal collaboration with Pink Plates. Yeah,
formal.
little pink lager.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Which-
yeah.
Is the lager pink?
Yeah.
Well, would you believe it? Yes, it is.
Oh.
And
No, I
it
actually wouldn't because most of the time people would just be like, oh, it's like
the
this
pink
fucking
lager
whatever lager.
it is a pink lager.
Okay.
And
Alright.
it was actually our fastest selling keg. I think we sold out the keg in about 4.5 hours in one night.
Damn.
Yeah, man. People loved it.
It was
Okay.
actually quite funny when Craig joined the band because we knew he was running Black Sands and he mentioned he could make a pink beer.
And you're like, you're it.
You're in the band.
And we were like, that could work. Why don't we do a whole?
He can just figure the base out.
Like, we'll just
But
do
he
a,
could make pink beer.
we'll just do a
Well,
whole.
that is kind of what happened.
Yeah, and we'll just do a whole gig around.
That
it.
is, I guess it's punk, but it's also like capitalism at the same time. It's like we get free shit.
Yeah.
Get
I
some
feel
stuff, you
I feel
know?
like I have to give some context right now. to
Yeah,
this.
fair.
So,
I feel like a lot of context is needed for most of this
okay,
chat, but
for anyone listening, there's
Yeah.
some context required here.
let's go.
Me personally, just joined the band recently. Okay, I've been a huge fan of these guys, going to their gigs at Whammy and big fan, and even some backyard parties.
Yeah.
At old mate's house.
Yeah.
In Royal Oak.
I got a good story about that actually. Come back to it.
Yeah, and I would be at every gig in full pink, sometimes a handbag, just to slay and flex on bitches, and just mosh on my own. There'd be like small crowds where everyone was just chilling. I'm like, fuck you guys, let's party. Singing along. And when I first heard these guys play at Whammy Bar, I think they opened with G.I. John and closed with Monkey. I could be wrong. Monkey inspired me to quit my job.
Yeah, Craig was a tax consultant at Deloitte.
Cut that out. It's true, yeah.
No way.
Yeah. So I went to law
Oh
school.
my fucking word! I would have never guessed that.
Craig and I met at law school. Like,
Oh no, I know that. Yeah,
We
you
also
told me
can't
that
let people
before.
know that I went to law school. That's
Okay,
gotta cut
is
that
that
out
another
as well.
cut?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot
don't
of
cut
editing
that
to
bit
do.
out. Pink Plate's a highly educated band.
We're very educated. We
Yeah.
have a
We
lot of
seem like
degrees.
dumbasses. Pink Plate's highly educated.
No.
band.
No one has a music
It's just the
degree,
fact that you worked at Deloitte is just like wow.
though. Yeah, man. I was
was-
part of
That
the
blows
big,
me away more than anything else.
It was
the
Deloitte.
big green
Yeah, very
corporate machine, as we call it.
Have you come out unscathed? Would you say?
I've got some, issues.
A weird check around March 31st.
Yeah. When I have to do tax for my own business, I just black out
Yeah.
and pass out.
Just have a fucking panic attack for
Yeah,
like
like
a week.
panic attack.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really love the band, and jokes aside, the song did actually resonate with me at that time. But
That's good.
I quit that and I did my own thing with the beers, and I've been doing the beer game for the last 3 years.
Good on
About
you.
a month ago, my favorite band said, "Hey, do you want?" Well, it's probably 2 months ago now, actually. 3 months ago, maybe. Do you want to join? And I was like, "Yo, so keen! I'll get my drum kit over to your place." And they're like, "No. We've got a drummer. Can you play bass?" And I said, "Yes."
Oh man.
And so I had to learn to play the bass.
why
And
don't you play bass?
He's a bass player.
I know. In fact, I did my time.
Every other member in the band has played bass before.
No one wants it. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
hey, look, I'm just happy to be here, dude.
Nah, that's awesome.
Craig's underselling it slightly too, because I called him up and said, "Look, Jake's moving overseas. Do you want to come play in Pink Plates?" And he's like, "Yeah, bro. I've played bass right the way through high school. Like I've got a bass. I'm quite good at bass." And I went,
Don't tell them that.
I went, sure, okay. And he turns up to practice, and we have to teach him how to hold a pick.
I just wanted to be in the band, dude.
I'll do
wanted to be in the
anything.
band.
I'll suck your dick.
But we would have had you if you said you didn't play bass. We just wanted
No,
you in the
you wouldn't
band.
have.
We would have.
If your favorite local band that you go to their gigs asks you to join, you'll do whatever,
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a
So
long,
I learned the bass.
You learn the bass.
A long-running tradition of Pink Plates getting bassists in that don't play bass, and I'm just
That's why the bass playing is so good.
and I'm just sitting here singing with 15 years bass experience, being like, wrong, incorrect.
Like a backseat driver. I don't want to play it, but you're not playing
Yeah,
it.
I'm
Right?
not. I don't want to.
What a backstreet bass player.
I don't want to touch
Backseat
that dirty
bass player.
thing, but I'm not fucking. You're not playing it right.
Pretty backstreet in that suit.
That's classic.
Every time I touch it, I'm like, I can feel my virginity growing back. Like, they call it rehymenization.
I thought that was meant to do the opposite with that suit on.
No, the suit. The suit, yeah.
The hat,
cuts
yeah.
it away. If I hold a bass and the suit, it levels out. But if I'm out of the suit holding a bass, they call it rehymenization. It's like when
Okay.
you grow your virginity back.
Yeah, that's
Talk
true.
to us about the suit. Is this a Sheen number?
Bro, it is. It
Is
is.
it from Sheen?
Yes.
Do you know what I say that? I've got the same one.
Do you?
In salmon.
Is this not salmon? This is a dusty pink.
No. I've got one in salmon. So I'm actually, Scott, you might not know this, but I'm a wedding celebrant.
I can't even know it's truthful or not anymore at this point. But I want to hear the story regardless.
I was at a party doing a lot of...
Damn.
And I went to the toilet to go throw up.
Panadol, allegedly.
You can cut that out. I allegedly did too
Can't
much.
cut that out. It's mid-story.
Can you bleep?
I can beep it.
So I did a lot of
can beep
bleep, and I was in the toilet, bleep, and then throwing up some bleep, and then I came out of the toilet, and some friend that I've known for 10 years was like, "Hey, me and my boyfriend have been together for 10 years, since we were like 13. We want to get married. Can you be our wedding celebrant?" And I was like, "I'm not a we'll pay for you to do the course." And so I did another line of beep, and I did the course, and then I married them, and I bought a pink suit for it, salmon. And it was from Shein. Little Vietnamese kids made it. I got it tailored for more than I paid for it. at
Dude,
the
you're a fucking
Henderson
treasure,
shopping
bro.
mall.
If I start a band, you can be in it.
Shout out! Hey, that's
He's good at bass.
that's what I bring to bands.
Oh
No
my
musical
God.
talent whatsoever, but
You've really been on like the whole spectrum of like different jobs and like places and you're amazing, man. Fucking
hey,
cheers.
you know, when you're not good at something, you just move on to the next thing.
Working in Deloitte and then owning beers and then being a wedding celebrant.
Yeah, it's a good arc. Very,
Deloitte were
very
very
big plates.
they
Man.
look down a lot on my.
I mean, yeah,
Beep
yeah,
use.
we'll beep
I
that.
mean, beep
yeah,
use.
Yeah, the Panadol. Yeah, it's cool.
Which is why Craig was a good fit in for the band because he I feel like it's very the pink plates ethos. You know.
Oh, I love it.
You might as well quit your job.
Might as well quit your job, baby.
Might as well.
That is great though that you actually like found like now what you'd love to do and got out of something that was like probably bringing you down a lot.
Yeah,
You can,
no,
you can
I
say
understand.
you can
that-
say soul crushing. Like it's
Well,
Yeah.
it's just like
what are they gonna do? Sue you?
I mean, it's what's it called? Like the big. What do they call it? Like,
Big Four.
Big Four.
man.
Deloitte, right? Yeah, because it's like
Deloitte's
it's just
at
like
least
that.
in the top big four.
It's like that corporate, like just crushing, soul destroying environment. Like if you don't meet the quotas, like fucking.
Now
Yeah,
up
I
your
want to say
ideas.
for the record of any future employers, I met all the quotas. I just didn't like it.
now
I was
the
not
big
paid
now the
enough.
big fours.
Hey, you mean bleep, bleep, and bleep, dude? Come
You
on
mean
now.
you mean ibuprofen, Panadol,
Yeah, yeah.
cold flu medicine.
Tramadol.
Your bleeper's gonna be fucking working overtime. Bleeper's getting a raise.
I will. Yeah, fuck, it's my job.
Damn.
That's what I do.
Tell you what, if this podcast does anything, it's going to make me fully unemployable in the future.
Nah,
we
you-
really have to make this band work.
Nah, it's,
That's all right. At least you've got a fallback.
Yeah.
The beers are good.
Beers are good. That's right.
Speaking of,
Oh yeah. Oh, it's number 2.
you gotta
Damn,
keep-
I'm still going. I'm still going. Oh yeah. You know, if there's an alcoholic listening, they just fucking
we've triggered them.
bought another bottle of vodka and might die. But whatever.
Just
Oh, that's all
painted their
cool.
keyboard.
Yeah, well, they might have
See you at CADS,
on their
Chief.
keyboard.
See you at CADS, Chief.
Right. I don't think I've asked like many related music questions, but what I want to
Bring us back on the rails, Scotty.
No,
come on, you gotta bring us home. We've been-
I'll do what I can. You
Rein us in,
There's
dude.
been a lot of rails. That's all I can say. Coming from like being in pop bands and
Yeah.
doing a lot of that very overproduced to the click track to the punk stuff, because you're coming from metal to then. Did you go from metal to then that, or was there something else in
there was
between?
There was some interim. So metal was in high school.
Yeah.
I was in a 2-piece garage rock band with Michael, where I was running a very similar setup to the Boondocks, running like the split channel bass.
Gotcha.
That was called Kiva Han. I was then in a band called Scared of Girls,
I'll say.
which was
It's a great band name.
kind of surfy rock-ish stuff. And then I was in a pop band called the Kendalls.
Good band. I listen to them still.
Yeah, it was a good band. And then from the Kendalls, then into Pink Plates. So it was a little bit of a journey around other stuff.
That's great. So like that jump around from like going from like because pop's very strict in
Yep.
terms of what you can do as well. You were doing bass and stuff in that.
I was
or-
doing all sorts, So it was a 3-piece pop band. Mike was on the drums. We had a singer, Lucia, who would
Shout out.
sing.
Shout
Lucia's
out,
lovely.
Lucia.
Love Lucia.
Love you.
And then I would do whatever else was needed on the track. So sometimes it was bass. It was a bass heavy track and we wanted that live element. Like pop was all about like you could put everything on tracks and that would be fine. Or like if you wanted a live element, you just bring in that live element. So like for a bass, a song with like a groovy bass line, I'd be playing bass. For a song with a guitar solo, I'd be playing guitar.
Synth.
Yes, synths.
whatever
as
the
well too.
standout
Synth
part
was
is
the
on the
main-
track. Because then
Yeah.
if it's just like a default kind of chord or whatever, it's like it can be on the track.
Yeah, you'd
or
leave that on the
something.
tracks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And sometimes it'd be multiple things throughout. Like there was a song that I wrote called "Get Out of My Head," and I played.
Get
Yeah, it's a good little banger.
Yeah, actually in the top 1% of the Kindle's listeners on my Spotify Wrapped.
That doesn't surprise me.
Shout out.
Damn.
But I'd play guitar in that track, and then, like I think just coming out of a guitar solo, and then into like a little vocoder bridge as well too, and I have to switch over to the synthesizer and play the vocoder bit, and then back to the guitar for the final chorus.
Multi-talented man.
Yeah, so you just swap between them and stuff like that, and like so it's just whatever was required. And I've done that for other bands as well too. Jake Love, I play in his solo band as well too. And every time Jake does a gig, it's just with different musicians, and he just calls me up and goes, I can't find a bass player or guitarist or a keyboardist, and so you're it. And I went, sweet. And so I learned his whole set about 4 times on all the different instruments, just doing whatever.
Solid. Individually, you guys like pursuing music, out even coming together as Pink Plates or even like on your own. What was sort of like the reason to like pursue? Because like trying to make a band work, I mean, you've done it for a long time, and you've done a bit of it, and like I did a bit of it too, and it's a very hard thing to keep going. Like band members leave to then trying to get everybody on the same page to then investment money wise and
Paying
time,
rent,
jobs,
dude.
and just like good luck with making money, right?
Yeah.
So like one thing I like to do with this podcast, trying to understand why people try and pursue such a thing, and to keep it. How do you stay like focused on it?
Like, what's your motivation to keep it going?
Motivation, yeah.
I've given up a couple of times with music, personally. I mean, I, in high school, made a lot of music, even was producing some stuff, playing a lot of drums. I was a jazz drummer. And then when it came to the big moving to university, I had a cute little scholarship to do a jazz thingy at Auckland Uni. And I was like, well, I'm not going to make money off that, so I didn't do it. And then from 2014 onwards, found it really hard to play music from then on. Like I'd betrayed what I loved doing. Played in a few projects here and there, but basically had given up music as a serious thing until fast forward like 10 years since I've played in a real band. I played in one band a few years ago called Clits and Tits. Shout out to Clits and Tits, thrash, hardcore band. We can bleep that out as well if you want.
No, you have to keep that in.
yeah. 10 years that I kind of like gave up until today.
What was the reason why you originally like gave up in the beginning? From my asking.
I mean, if you've ever seen the movie Whiplash,
Yeah.
there's a lot of ego and a lot of when it comes to jazz drumming.
It's
all
very technical.
skill.
Yeah.
It's all skill. It's not feel. It's not fucking your musical. All these other sub skills that
It's
come
not
with
even
playing
really
music.
creativity, really.
No,
is it?
with jazz drumming,
It's a discipline.
all pure technical skill and virtuosity. And that was something that I probably did not have to the extent that I wanted to. And went, you know what? I'm just going to go and be a lawyer instead because that's easier. Which it wasn't.
Well, yeah, but I know what you mean though. In some ways, like doing music or a lawyer, what's going to have return?
Yeah, exactly. And then when James came to me and went, you know what? You know how you were miserable throughout law school? Do you want to play music instead? And I was like, beer and music. That would work well for me. Yeah. I don't know about your story.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Like when you get into some of those sort of like genres of music, you can have the fun sucked out of it a little bit. And I've definitely been in bands where I'm like the fun is getting sucked out of it, and you sort of lose motivation. And that's, I guess, part of the reason why we started Pink Plates is like I want a good live show. Like I want like Pink Plates has always been built around
Experience the live show.
Yeah, the live show is sort of our thing. And so how do I was missing being on stage and doing that, and I was like, I think I can actually bring a lot of energy, because Pink Plates was the first band I've ever like frontmanned, like just flat out. I've seen backup vocals in other bands, but yeah, first band I've frontmanned, and I was like, I think I can actually do a lot of good here and like actually put on a good show.
And you like wearing pink.
And I like wearing pink, and so it was just like I think it was the starting Pink Plates was just kind of to bring that element of fun in for like live shows.
It's definitely fun.
Yeah, and that's what sort of kept us going, is that like we feed off live shows, and when we don't have those, the band gets frustrated, and you can tell like they're going like, what are we doing? What's the point? Like, and
then we play that show and it's like,
yeah, you're like
I mean, that's what it's
reinvigorated
about,
again.
right?
everyone gets so jazzed about it. They're like, we can be bigger, we can be better, what can we do? And so it was really just built around like how do we have fun on stage, and how do we make sure everyone else is having fun in the audience? Beer helps.
hell yeah, dude.
But yeah, that was sort of, I think, like finding what is fun and brings you that kind of joy is probably the best way to sort of keep a band going. Because, I mean, look, some people do it for money. Like, that's sweet. It's a different discipline entirely.
Yeah, yep.
If you're doing a band for the love of it, a lot of bands forget that they're doing it for the love of it. And they'll take it too seriously. They'll overthink things, and it turns to shit. And so you need to find what bit you love and then just keep doing it.
I mean, fuck, if you've got a full-time job and you can earn yourself an income, why would you not have as most fun as you could with your band? Because that's what it's about.
Yeah.
And we have heaps of fun.
We sure do.
You guys do. It's awesome.
Cha-cha-ching.
Global capitalism owns you for 40 hours a week. Take back the other 128 hours.
Hey, shout out NASDAQ. That's a good band.
NASDAQ are cool.
NASDAQ are really cool. You heard them?
I have not.
You got to check them out.
All right.
They're cool.
They opened for the first Pink Plate show I ever saw
Yeah.
at Whammy Back Bar.
It was us, NASDAQ, and Sean's birthday.
Oh, can we shout out Sean's birthday real quick?
Sure, if you
My
want.
dad is responsible for all of your Spotify streams. He's such a huge fan. He plays Helicopter Pilot like once a day as his alarm. He loves Sean's B-Day so much.
Sean's birthday
Shout out.
have stopped playing so much anymore, which is
Yeah.
a bit shit. I think they might have just ceased to exist, but they're like,
Bring him back.
yeah, there was a wee bit. We've got a big group chat with me, the boys from Darts, and Sean's birthday, and we still just chat music and shit occasionally. But like, yeah, Sean's birthday, great band.
Come back.
Come back.
Play
Come
with
back.
us.
We miss you.
Play a show with us. My dad would be so happy. You'd make my father so happy.
That's cute. Outside of balancing, going on that subject, like balancing the job, the career with trying to do music. Like, how far do you guys want to try and take it? You thought about that?
Like,
As far as it will go with what you're doing.
I've always said, like,
We're going to take over the world, dude. We're
Fuck
going to be
yeah.
playing Paris. We're going to be playing at the Eiffel Tower at the top.
Paris smells.
Tickets
Though.
are...
You can do better than that.
Yeah, the Eiffel Tower is shit as well.
It's not that
It's actually
great.
so ass.
It's not that great.
got
so
nothing on the
expensive.
Sky Tower.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Sky City.
yeah. We're playing at Sky City Theatre next week
Yeah. No, Sky City Casino on the floor.
on the floor.
Yeah, my auntie Cass is at Sky City.
Auntie
Casino. Shout out Casino. But no, like we're like when I was working at the law firm, people would ask me, you know, like, you seem really passionate about music. You know, like say you made it big, how would you balance law and music? And I'm like, I fucking wouldn't. I would be so out of
I'd
here.
be out of
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Like,
Fuck
that's
you
the
guys,
thing.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
When you ask about balance in your life, I think it's pretty fair to say that most bands would be like, if I could just do this and not have
Of
to pay
course,
bills,
of course.
I would
But
be
like,
out of there in a second.
but like, unfortunately, like
reality.
exists.
Yeah, it
You know,
does.
and that's the thing. Also doing like alternative music, like which is the most fun you can have, and like you're doing it for yourselves, and that's the
Smaller
best.
audience. Yeah.
But it's like, yeah. I think the other interesting chat I had on with the boys from Chasing Titans came on like a metal band. And I didn't really think about this for like a while, but they really were like, well, one of the hardest things for us, and even if you're in like a band like we are, is as soon as you start like screaming or shouting a bit, you've already cut off. If you want to look at like marketing or whatever, like with music, you've already cut off like a huge amount of people who are like, fuck that.
But if at the end of the day, I think like for musicians, if it's your music and it's what you play,
Oh no, exactly.
you don't
exactly.
want those people who don't like it to be there.
No, exactly.
You
But
don't
it's-
want that,
But I just,
right?
I was like, that's like, that comes to the part where people are like, oh, why doesn't the band, why can't we get on radio? Because radio's, I don't know how much people talk about that anymore. Probably a little bit, but people would always talk about like radio and all that shit. And
Radio
it's like,
helps, yeah.
it can help, but I think people will
Radio's
like,
the thing I listen to all the time.
The Rock.
Yeah, bro. I'm
The
totally
Rock.
listening to the radio and not Spotify.
That's the thing that with the internet, like radio is less of a thing, and also
Yeah.
like you can be on a global stage and like find.
No, you don't need that
You'll find
mainstream.
your niche. We had
Yeah.
someone. Do you remember that dude in Poland that just?
That messaged us or commented?
He just tagged. Like, he just posted G.I. John on his Facebook page. Was like, just found these guys fucking awesome. We're like,
Yeah,
on his
that's
Discover
that's such a
Weekly, he was
great
like, this
feeling.
Is the best band.
If
They're
I-
from New Zealand, and he did a whole post about us.
if I told someone in
That's
the
awesome.
80s,
Shout out to that guy. What was his name?
shout
Do you
to-
remember?
Nah,
It was probably hard to pronounce.
shout out Poland.
Shout out Poland. I took
The whole country.
The whole country. You know, if I told someone in the 80s that, like, literally I could just make music, post it on, like, an interconnected set of computers, and
technology's crazy.
someone in Poland would fucking jam it.
Yeah.
Technology's crazy.
They'd,
The algorithms are nuts.
yeah, they'd call me a witch, burn me at the stake.
If
Like,
we just maybe like make a TikTok account.
Oh, sorry, bro. Come a bit closer to the mic.
If we just actually, sorry, I sounded really loud in my microphone.
No, that's fine.
If we just make a TikTok account and like do a dance or a meme with our song in the background,
Viral.
that could be us.
Viral.
That could be our
I
future.
got a funny story about that. I did a this was over lockdown. I did a for my mates a Scooby Doo theme song drum and bass remix.
was
That
good.
sounds fucking lit.
It was me.
It was lit.
It was pretty good. It was like not good drum and bass, but like it was kind of funny, and they were like, "This is kind of chat." And like I posted it
It's kinda chat,
through DistroKid, so it was on all the streaming platforms and stuff like that. Definitely copyright infringement, but that's fine. And so I posted on there. Didn't realize that when you post shit through DistroKid, it also posts to TikTok. And I was talking with the Darts boys, and they were having a laugh at like people using the Darts songs for TikToks, and I was like, I wonder if anyone's used any Pink Plates. No one. But then I was like, actually, hang on, I've made other music, and I was like, maybe the Scooby Doo theme song went on there. There was about 8 Velma thirst traps of like when it would drop, they go dunk, and their tits would go bonk, and then they'd just like undress, and I was like, holy shit.
My music is reaching the
Damn,
masses.
Scooby-Doo thirst traps.
And I was like,
that's a niche.
And I was like, I made this.
That's what you want to be known for when you die.
That's fuck, that's a good thing to be
Put
known
that on
for.
your gravestone.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
James.
I made this in lockdown.
I think you've peaked, bro.
yeah. Like that's the thing. Like we talk about motivation for a band. Pink Plate's afterthought. I've seen my music show titties.
Yeah.
Incredible.
10 out of 10.
What do you
Plates
want?
has never seen that.
No,
Not
we
yet.
did actually. 3 people flashed us at our first show. It's never happened again. Hey, if
I'm
you've
so
got
sorry,
tits,
I'll never do it again. Whoa.
we miss you. Come home.
What about man tits? Does that count?
yeah. We
any
don't
bit.
discriminate.
Yeah. Any tits is tits.
Shout
Any
out
gender.
to man tits.
Shout out the entire gender spectrum.
Yeah, man.
We want to. No,
You got tits, we want them.
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
Doesn't
We don't
matter your
discriminate.
gender.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got tits, we want them. We
Pink
want to
Plates,
see
free
'em.
love, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we want to frame
Pink
them.
plates. If you got tits, we want them. That should be your guys.
Yeah, we
that
put
should
that
be
on
underneath.
the van.
Yeah. Have you guys got a van?
No, I just bought a van though.
We lied
You-
again.
no, I got a van.
yeah, you do have a van.
I got a brand new van last
Well,
week.
regardless, you get a van and then fucking make that pink and then fucking.
I got a.
If you got tits, show them. That's why you should put it on the side.
Maybe I should put that on my van. I
You
got a
should.
LDV. One of
Okay.
those Chinese
Long dick vehicle.
big vans.
Long-
Tell you what, man. Long dick vehicle. Love it. Shout out to my Lord and Savior.
Long dick vehicle.
No, what's his name? What's the Chinese president's called? What's he called?
Oh, Xi Ping.
Oh,
Yeah,
Xi
man.
Jinping. Yeah.
Shout
what-
out
what-
to you, man. I love
Shout out
you.
to
I
Xi.
respect you. I use all of your software. You can see what I'm looking at TikTok.
I
don't
mean,
wanna
we're
be
all made in
killed.
China at the end
I
of the
will
day, aren't we?
obey and give my obeisances to the
gonna get,
government of China.
We're gonna get about 20
I
minutes.
just want that to be known on record.
Oh my god.
We're gonna get about 20 minutes of podcast out of this.
If I die, I die. If you die as
Hey,
well, we
I'm
might
not
all die
dying. I'm
together.
going to China.
We're all dying.
Well, we're all
my
going to
LDV.
go.
we're all filled with
It's
$6
microplastics.
grand.
If
I
you
paid
bring it-
for it
well-
for a van.
That's a good
I've
deal.
got a reversing camera.
Well,
I've got electric windows.
damn.
I've heard
It's only
of
doing
people.
120.
They got electric windows now?
I don't have to do this anymore,
Oh my word.
which I was doing last week
Damn.
with the van.
Oh, right.
Just to
I
I've
thought-
heard
okay.
of-
clarify.
I've heard
Yeah,
of
yeah,
people
yeah.
paying more for long dicks too. That's fucking mean.
Damn. Shout out Xi Jinping, bro.
Yeah, shout out.
Is this how you thought this would go?
Yeah, it was. I saw your guys' live show and I'm like,
You saw this guy's outfit and you're like, this is going to be disastrous.
I know, no, I'm like,
We're predictable, we're played out.
I fucking love it. I already knew, but I was like, it's great. I like when people can like, be themselves and fucking chat some shit.
We're nothing
That's the
but.
whole point.
We're nothing but.
That's why it's great because I think in the in the world we live in, it can be tricky finding authentic people. Hence
Yeah,
why
but you just gotta be-
musicians are great most of the time.
You just got to be confident in yourself too. Like I think like
You got to say the right slurs.
What's the wrong slurs?
Yeah. Hey, I'm not going to say them.
Hold on.
How many bleeps have you got this episode?
I don't know. I think I have to pay for a fucking like subscription after this of my bleep counter.
yeah.
I'm a monthly subscription of bleeps. That'll happen. When is the Pink Plates monthly subscription happening?
What are they
What are
subscribing to?
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans? We thought about a nude
just
calendar.
you.
Honestly, I wouldn't even put it past you guys.
We thought about a nude calendar, like
Nude calendar?
very legitimately.
January to December.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's usually how calendars work.
I don't know what other calendar you're thinking of. Like
Financial-
content calendar,
financial calendars.
financial calendars.
We
That's
run
true.
mastermind.
You're triggering me again.
Sorry.
That made me think about
Great,
Deloitte.
It's okay. Shh. Deloitte's not real.
Deloitte's no.
Is Deloitte in the room with you right now?
Damn.
No, but we legitimately thought about a nude calendar. I don't know if people will want it, but we thought about it.
There will be people who want it.
Yeah, it would sell.
The Boondocks will want it.
The Boondocks. Nah, they've actually got enough of our nudes.
Yeah, they get full access.
They get that for free.
Scotty and Brando get it for free, yeah.
Yeah.
The Pink Plates Boondocks bromance is fucking adorable
It's
too.
strong, I think.
We
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
They're amazing. No, they're
We
fucking
met
top
them
fellas.
at the Ding Dong Battle of the Bands.
Shout out Ding Dong, by the way.
Shout out Ding Dong.
I think more people should go to Ding Dong Lounge. I think it's really revitalized recently.
But we
People should go back to
I've
Ding Dong.
heard it's been revitalized.
Yeah, man. I
Because
want
when
start
I
a
used to play
campaign.
there, yeah, nah.
Go back to Ding Dong.
to go back.
we met them.
Do you want to see Ding Dong close? Nah, Bo. No one wants that. Go back.
I know
to
what
Ding
you
Dong.
mean. I know what you mean. It's like
Support
if
local
you take
venues.
that away,
Support
then
local
it's
venues.
like taking away a place for people to play.
Yeah, it's culture, man. It's history. And you know, the other Ding Dong
me to-
Lounge
do you want me to-
locations.
Yep.
The other Ding Dong Lounge locations in Melbourne and New York, whatever, have all closed. So the Ding Dong in Auckland is the only one in the world left. And
Really?
personally,
I actually
well,
didn't know that.
It's just it's.
Wait,
you know,
are you lying again?
No, I'm telling that.
okay.
No, it's
I
endangered.
haven't lied once in this podcast. In fact, the embarrassing thing is I've told all the truths. But that Ding
That is
Dong
worse.
Lounge is like the last one. And just to say a little thing about Ding Dong Lounge, it's a space for alternative music, for young people, for people who don't fit into sort of those mainstream events and venues to go to. So it actually is a really, I think, important and special place. And I think as a musical community, we should go back to just supporting the hell out of Ding Dong Lounge. That's what I think.
Yeah, and they're a mainstay as well too. Like we're losing live music venues left, right, and centre.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
it's-
Hospo in New Zealand is dying right now.
The King's Arms was the rock that
Uh,
caused the
yeah.
landslide. Like I mean, it's
Yeah, it did.
Underground's closed as well too. I'm pretty sure the Thirsty Dog's now at Bistro.
What's crazy
Yeah,
though?
Thirsty Dog's gone.
Yeah, that's wild. One thing I find crazy though is like since COVID, the revitalization of like the local scene. I haven't seen anything like this really. Like the scene right now, alternative scene, feels to me almost like how I remember Zeal, like back in
Oh, wow.
Zeal.
like
Yeah.
I did spoken word poetry. I did slam poetry at
Damn,
Zeal
bro.
in high school. Yeah.
The
Did you know that?
no, I didn't.
That's ulti.
I won an iPad.
Did you?
Yeah.
You want an iPad from slam
I did a
poetry?
slam poem about
You probably got
racism.
paid the most out of any
Yeah, I'm the
slam
most
poetry
successful slam
artist
poet
ever.
in New Zealand.
You probably are, bro. Amen.
I remember doing a gig at the Zeal Art Room. They're that small.
I know the room.
Zeal main
I'm pretty
space
sure
room.
I saw Antag there at one point.
Real.
Yeah, like way back.
It's got to be the worst sounding gig I've ever played because it was like a box, and it was also at the time when like the all ages metal bands couldn't afford a PA, and so you'd run your mic through a guitar amp, and it
Yep.
was just brutal. And so it sounded like fucking death, but like was probably one of the coolest spaces like I played in my little high school years.
Yeah, it was great. I remember like some big bands would play there as well. Like Yellow Card played there.
What?
In the art room.
At Zeal.
Okay, not in the art room.
Yeah, yeah.
There's in the main
Yellow
room at Zeal.
Card
Yes, they
played
played
at
at Zeal,
Zeal.
and I saw Shikari there when they came years back.
Yeah.
Are you
I'm
joking?
I'm dead serious. I'm dead
Where was
serious.
Studio and all this? Shouldn't they be at Studio?
think
Studio
Studio
wasn't
wasn't
even
a
a
thing.
thing back
No.
then.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh. Well,
And,
look, shout out Zeal. I mean,
And then I'm sure there were some other ones, but those are the two big names I remember right
Zeal
now.
was like a community-based project for youth, and it
Yeah.
was very focused on local music.
Yeah,
So shout out. Those things we need to support. And
it's very
think,
important. I agree.
You know,
It's
like
like-
Cupid Bar, little shout out.
Yeah, like Cupid.
Cupid
Bar.
Bar. People should support and go to Cupid Bar as well. Also supporting local bands, local musicians.
Zeal Art Room must have been an all ages space because we would have been 17 playing there.
Zeal's
I mean,
always
Zeal
all
was always
ages.
all ages.
Always all
Yeah.
ages,
was
yeah.
always all ages.
I played there in my band One Tribe, 2014 Rock Quest, second place. Shout out in the heats.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Second place,
We were
bro.
a 12-person rap, reggae, funk band.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
That's a lot of genres.
Yeah,
No
man.
slam
There were
poetry.
A lot of people, man.
What was
No-
slam poetry for the rapping?
There was some
so that makes
rapping,
sense.
you know.
I
I
got
played
it.
drums for that.
But we're losing all ages venues as well too, and that's pissing me
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
Like
we-
Underground's toast.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Big fan.
It's keeping going.
Big fan's sort of the one main one, but it's that sort of next level up where like if you are an all ages band, you'll probably struggle to break even there.
Yeah, it's a bit
Like-
pricey. Yeah.
Pink Plates is probably just getting to the point now where we can book Big Fan and we're like, I'm not even worried about breaking even, like we will. But if you're an all ages band, that's scary dropping that much. And there's kind of like
There's not many options out there for,
Nah.
for
Yeah.
local bands to play at. Because it's either
there's
like you could
churches-
play
Yeah.
this, but you'd have to pay a lot of money to play there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even earn or even break even there.
One of my favorite venues that I love playing at, but it's long gone now, is Backbeat Bar above the Rock Shop.
Yep.
They don't do that anymore.
wow.
But that was like the best because you get a good sound there, you have a good stage, and you could use it for free and then just have you make the money back on the bar. But it wasn't all ages. But I think, no, it couldn't be all ages. But
They
it's still
use
a
it-
great venue.
They even use it for seminars now too. They sort of, or at least they did sort of pre-COVID. They used it for seminars. They went to a few Ableton seminars there and stuff like that.
Ableton seminars.
Yep.
Hey, shout out also Rock Shop. They just fired half their employees. Shout out capitalism, ruthless.
Shout out capitalism.
Shout out
Yeah,
capitalism, bro.
Yeah, just I've got a couple mates who just got laid off.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah. Shout out Rock Shop for preserving their shareholder profits.
Should we adopt? Hear me out. Would a good dictator solve our problems?
You run into some issues there. Like if I was,
I mean, there might be some issues.
if I was
You
That's
look
what-
like a
that-
fucking dictator.
that's why I
dude.
said good.
Look at this hat.
if I was 17, I'd be like hell yeah, because I used to think the same thing. We need one good dictatorship and we're sweet. But you get longevity issues. You know, when do they cede power?
At the end of the day, we are human.
Yeah,
and we
Robert
are
Mugabe,
fucked.
shout out.
Shout-
I gotta stop shouting out people on this. I think I don't know what else to do, but shout out Robert Mugabe. You know, one of the dictators of all time.
Jesus fuck.
Closely related cousin of my father's.
Yeah. Oh, what? I mean, hey,
close. What the fuck?
Close enough.
Don't
baby.
answer that.
I don't know, bro. Who are you, man?
But
Honestly, I love you.
But you get longevity issues with dictators. Like, I mean, like, sure, they might,
I know,
they
I
might
know.
be good at the start. Then when do they cede power? No one wants to cede power. You know, like once you have power, you hold on to it so tightly. And
Yeah,
so,
shut out.
shout out
Robert
power.
Mugabe.
Shout out power.
My mum shook hands with Robert Mugabe.
Why?
So I gotta stop talking.
Why?
That's not a cousin.
No. Well, you can shake hands with your cousin.
You can
your
shake hands with
husband's
your
cousin,
cousin.
yeah.
Husband.
You can shake hands with whoever you want. You know, it's a free country.
You can.
But not under Robert Mugabe. It's not a free country. It's a controlled economy.
Keep going, man. It sounds like,
Scott, help me out here.
It sounds like you've got
I've
some
dug myself in a hole. I
it
can't
sounds
get out
like
of
you got
this.
some thoughts on this issue, man.
Well, you know, I've got a lot of thoughts. I don't know if all of them should be shared on a podcast.
The way this is, well, I'm just saying. I'm very aware the dictator wouldn't solve, but it's interesting, like the state we're in at the moment, because it's like, I love how like now, like the other week, like Trump almost got assassinated, and everyone's like, all right, that meme's done now. Let's fucking move on. And
Yeah.
then it's like,
It's about Kamala Harris
and then
right now.
and then Biden, like, I love how the media's like, oh, he has dementia. It's like, no way.
Bro, I just ignore American politics.
Oh, it's crazy,
Yeah.
but
American media are so
I
behind
can't
the
help
ball.
but like just hear about it. But I just laugh because I just the gaslighting is just on another level at the moment.
Yeah,
and it's just fucking
You can just
next level.
You can just ignore it. My life is so much better than I ignore American politics. If people try to talk to me about that stuff, I literally just say, "Why the fuck do you care?"
Yeah,
And it's
Why do you care?
Why do you-
100%.
because it's
Why
like
do
the
you care?
Kardashians. It's very dramatic.
give a
and
shit
entertaining.
about
Not that I watch
fucking
TV.
Luxon
Maybe I
and
do.
the unholy trinity because that affects you.
Of
Right,
course.
yeah. Why is everyone outside of America obsessed with what's going on
Yeah.
in America when there's things in your country that's more important, like Christopher Luxon?
Humpty Dumpty.
What happened to Yap Dollar? Why has his Instagram got deleted? You know, we all want to know.
You got to pull the.
Shout out Yap Dollar. I gotta stop shouting people out. I can't stop.
Who's yeah? I don't even know who
But
this
you know,
is.
like,
Bro, shout out
everyone's-
Yap Dollar for those who know.
I don't know who that is.
I don't like America.
Yeah,
All
who
right.
does?
Like,
Shout out! I don't like America.
Pink Plates is officially against
fuck
America.
like, I don't know, man. Everyone's so obsessed with American politics, but like, you got to solve your issues at home before you even start looking.
I agree,
elsewhere.
but American politics have a trickle down effect.
I mean, sure, but I mean, like,
The man said
I'm not
trickle-down
saying to be
effect.
obsessed with it is a good idea.
The
I'm
podcast.
saying having an
Yeah.
idea of what's going on
I mean,
can
sure,
be important.
keep half an eye on it because if New York sneezes, the rest of the world catches a cold.
Yeah.
But like, everyone is like,
That's good.
That's
Wow.
Wow, that was pre-rehearsed.
but if, but if that's, I mean, like, that's not the issue. Solve the issues at home.
No, I understand what you're getting
You know,
at. I understand what you're getting
because
at.
you can get little pockets of like political sanctuary.
Is that what Simeon Brown says? Hey,
What, trickle down works?
Yeah, we got to solve the issues at home.
Fuck Simeon Brown too. He's my fucking local MP at the moment, man.
Simeon Brown. Can I just say
I don't know
now,
who that is either.
wanna-
I need to
he is
brush
a
up on my
little
local
rat.
politicians.
I want
I want to
to
write a song about Simeon
I'm going to
Brown.
murk the cunt. He was a...
Hey, hold on.
He was,
Hold on.
he was the...
That's a threat.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, he wants to murk Simeon Brown.
He was the president of the Auckland University Pro-Abortion Society.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
He's still
that's
pretty...
trash.
Hang on, I don't know that for certain. That could be defamation.
Wait, do you mean...
He was definitely in it.
Wait, but when you mean pro-life?
Pro-life.
You said pro-abortion. You mean anti-abortion?
Sorry, anti.
Yeah,
Yeah, hold on. Can we just
anti-abortion,
clarify that?
right?
Pro-life.
Sorry, I've got you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man.
That's
he's
I was very. There's a lot of. It's a roller coaster journey, guys.
Sorry.
He was...
Pro-life.
And he's still pro-life, fully anti-abortion.
Anti-what?
Still...
Is he gay?
He looks
I
anti-abortion.
hope not, because he would be a liability
No.
for the queer community.
Look, he's short.
I do buzz out at
He looks
people
like a
who are-
twink.
I do buzz out with the whole like I hear about the anti-woman thing from these overt. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
very
he is.
tiny minority, but I'm just like, does that mean you're gay? But these people are also the ones who hate.
Are
Like,
you asking if you're anti-woman, does that make you gay? I mean, I guess that is a question we need to ask.
I think deep down there might be something there of
No, I think he's...
I don't know.
I think he
No,
just
they-
has an
I'm
issue.
just putting it out there.
They hate women, love to fuck them. It's a very curious dichotomy.
I think that's his problem. Yeah, he's one of these short, angry, misogynistic fuckers that thinks that they should control other people's decisions, including, about a woman's body.
Right.
And I think we should make the rest of this podcast about Simeon Brown. Fuck that guy.
I'm locked in.
I feel like I gotta know. I
You
feel like I gotta
you
know.
thought there was just jokes, and you're like, let's talk about the economic and political state.
You wanted us to come on here
ready.
All right,
And
let's
talk about our
go.
band? We're here to talk about politics, dude.
Damn, pink politicians over here.
You're like, wow,
No.
wouldn't it be great if we fucking got fucking James and Craig from Pink Plates to talk about music? No. We both have law degrees.
We don't
Why
like
would you-
Simeon Brown.
Why would you sprinkle in politics in there? We're fucking ready.
I know you
Okay,
guys are.
can we ask you a little quick question? Can I interview you real quick?
But I'm a
Yeah, go
spicy
for
boy.
it. Fuck
So
Scott.
you went to Auckland University.
I did, yeah.
You participated in what they call the law school program.
Yeah.
I've got a confession. I went to one of her parties and I stole a box of matches from the table. And I just want to come out here. I'm so guilty about this. I stole 17 boxes of matches from your house. And I just-
17?
yeah, man, I put them all in my pockets, man. They were vintage vintage matchboxes with
Okay.
matches included from
nice ones.
1978 Dunedin Drive-In Motel branded
This is
matchboxes.
very specific.
And
Go
I
on.
stole them all, and in lockdown, I used them all in my bong because I'd never lie down and leave the house because I had COVID about 3 times. I love your politics.
That's
I love
a
who
real
you are.
crime.
And I just want to publicly apologize for that because I felt guilty all these years
Oh, man.
about stealing all the matches.
So, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to take a break.
Aren't the party pretty chill with stealing anyway?
I think they're all right.
This has just come full circle. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I feel better now,
I just.
That's been on my chest for years, Scott.
I'm just wow. Wow, I get that's a release. I love how you had to mention it's like Dunedin Motel Drive.
No, that was the one I saved for the end because it was my favorite one.
Oh,
and then,
Oh god.
I couldn't go out and get a lighter from the Z station. And I
Right.
was like, but I need a bong.
But you need to.
It's 9 a.m. What else am I going to do?
Gotta rip it.
Oh, God. That's
That's an actual crime.
This is not going well.
Allegedly.
Oh, I mean, a tobacco bong. A wacky, a regular backy.
worried about.
This is my lawyer. This is my defense lawyer.
I thought you went to law school
Can
as
you
well.
can we just start again?
No.
This can't be released to the public.
Hi, welcome to the Only Scots podcast. I'm Scott. This is also Scott.
I'm also Scott.
We're only Scott.
We're only Scott.
Yeah. Allegedly. Let's
Bring us home, Scott.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back. All right, let's
help me
fucking
out here, dude.
let's come
We
back.
don't have media training.
Neither do I. What is something that you cannot eat before a gig?
Oh, I had one of the
Poo.
sneaky snacky.
It's true.
I,
Very valid.
You can't.
Very valid.
hey, don't Like, don't yuck anyone's yum.
Honestly, Craig, I'm kind of worried about you.
No,
Man.
hang on. Hang
No,
on.
I'm saying you can't.
Did you say poo?
I said poo. You can't do that.
No, hang on. We might have scat fetishists. You are still allowed to love
We
pink plates.
love
It's
scat
very
fetish.
accepting.
If you can't go without your poo, eat your poo, but make sure you brush your teeth before coming into the Pig Plates show. I had a sneaky donut burger before I played a show that sat in me like a rock.
How did you have that before a gig? They're amazing, but not before a gig.
Just like normal food, I just
Yeah.
put it in my mouth and then I played a show and fuck, it sat like a rock.
yeah, why the fuck would you eat that before a gig?
I've always wanted to try one, and I was playing it backroom, and I was like, "Well, I'm here,
Yeah, you showed
and I'm
everyone your-
hungry, and so I will eat it." And I ate it.
Yeah. And
Worst pre-gig food I've ever
Yeah,
had.
everyone would have fucking smelled in that back room. Holy fuck.
It was like I was trying to jump around on stage, and it just felt like someone was like punching me in the guts for like half an hour. It was horrible. Great burger, but like
Did you shit yourself?
no, I didn't shit myself.
Oh,
no,
that's good.
But
Allegedly.
like allegedly. But like I don't know. I think there's videos of that gig going around, and I'm not moving much, eh? And I like to wander. I'm a big wanderer. I move around. And,
I see.
And there was just I was doing fuck all.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, there we go. Okay. So is that your final answer? Was
Yeah,
poo?
Craig's poo, and I'm the sneaky snacky
he's
donut
donuts
burger.
or something. Yeah.
Same. What's the difference?
What about you? What about what would you not eat before this podcast?
What would I not-
Hey, no, better question. What was the last thing you ate, Scott, before this podcast?
Sushi. It's pretty boring.
Did sushi? St. Pierre's? You're gonna love our
I think
sushi.
so. I think I just whatever was at Countdown. I just had that.
Countdown sushi. You
Yeah.
fucking
At the end of the
scumbag.
day,
I am.
when did you buy it?
When?
Yeah,
I must have been
When
like
did I ask?
1:30 p.m. or something.
1:30 p.m.
I think maybe
You haven't eaten
1:32.
since 1:30 p.m.
No, I haven't.
It's,
I thought this would be catered, Scott.
It's 7:30.
Sorry.
Podcast. I thought you'd be providing catering, bro.
Well, when I have funding, which I'll wait
Yeah,
for
shout
Black
out.
Sabbath. Yeah, shout out.
Sponsorship.
Yeah, shout out
Well,
sponsorship.
this is what you're holding in your
You're-
hand
yeah,
right now.
yeah.
This is
You're
funding.
peeking into shallow pockets there, mate.
I know, but I will try. I'm a desperate podcaster who needs money. Support my shit yarns. Anyway,
Give us another question.
all right,
What do you
and-
want to know about us?
Yeah, man.
there's a lot to know. I have actually a fuckload of questions after all this shit. Oh my word.
Yeah, keep them coming.
All right, well let's start.
Do you want to do a quick fire round?
Not really.
Cool.
You can't just tell me what to do on here.
Why didn't tell
This
you?
podcast, not your
It was
podcast,
a suggestion.
Bro. Do you know what? I'm
It
just
was a
gonna
suggestion.
grab everyone some more beers.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And let you guys ice out this tension.
It's all right.
between
Do you want me to go grab us some?
No,
beers?
no,
but you're the
'cause You
host.
can talk to me, and
I can,
you can
I
stop
can.
saying shit.
I need to remove myself for a moment.
You're a blessing,
Yeah,
man.
run your fucking face into some warm
I
water.
I need to think about what I've said in a public forum for a little bit in the bathroom, real quick.
It's all right. I can cut this out if you want, or
No,
not.
don't cut
Whatever
it
you
out.
want. Whatever you want. Whatever you fucking
Is
want.
someone calling me? Who's calling me? I can't do that on a podcast. It's
Holy fuck.
it's on loud, and that was dumb of me.
That's all right. Okay. What else do I want to know? Well, what I also want to know is it's also kind of a question for both of you, but like, what has
I
been...
can answer on Craig's behalf.
All right, sweet. I guess I kind of asked that, but I guess like something now that with the band you've found to be. Oh no! Here's actually what I want to ask: a surprise expense. What's a surprise?
Surprise expense.
Yeah, something where like you didn't anticipate to drop money in while being in a band. Anything? I guess you've done it for a while. Probably nothing surprises you.
Nah, there's not a lot of surprises. Pink Plate's also very frugal. We don't tend to drop money on shit. Like, all the recordings were done... Well, so far, all the recordings were done in our garage and mixed by us, and then we just pay someone to master them. But most of them have just sort of been done there. Like... Honestly, I don't know if we've got many surprise expenses.
So I can move on if
That's
you
a
want.
real boring answer. But like, nah, honestly, I can't think of much. That we turn up, we play music, everything's done as cheap as possible.
Okay. Even better. How about
Yeah.
somebody who wants to start a band or wants to be a musician? What is something you'd say? Save money for this. You will need to. You need to invest in this. Or
You don't
spend
need money. You don't need money to be a musician.
You
Like,
do. You do need money to be a musician.
Okay, you need you need enough money to afford your instrument. Everything else can be sourced relatively cheap. Like, honestly, you can do a lot for fuck all.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
I'm back.
We're just talking about Do you know any surprise expenses that Pink Plates have had to spend, or in musicianship generally? You can say no, because I didn't know.
No.
No. Yeah, nothing.
But
Thank you, bro.
For new bands starting up, you don't need money. Don't drop money on studio stuff initially, because no one's heard of you. You're not going to make that money back.
Don't drop money on a bass.
Yeah, you could arguably get away with no bass player.
Arguably.
But like,
Bass players are like the bottom of the food chain of the band. So
we
why
go.
would you spend money on that?
but like you, as long as you can afford your instrument, you're kind of set. You know, like as far as like a DAW goes, the Pirate Bay always has discounts. Like
They do.
you might need an interface, but even then you can get away with like a second-hand one for like $50. Like you can do a lot for fuck all. And the information that you need to get started with like mixing and putting out records is all on YouTube. Like the amount of free information you have is astounding. Like you don't
Dad.
you don't need to save up money for fucking anything. You can just do shit. If you've got a song in your heart, you can get it to the people.
Where there's a well, there is a water source.
There is a water source.
That's not how that fucking
Yeah,
goes.
that's not what they
Fuck
say.
shit.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need money. Fuck money.
Fuck money.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Shin Ping.
All you need is Duolingo. Yeah, man.
Is that a sponsor of
The
yours?
first thing, hey, this podcast is sponsored by Duolingo.
Fucking hell. All right.
I was gonna do some Indonesian, but I haven't gone past level 1 yet, so I can't.
You did level 1 Indonesian.
Well, you know, I went on holiday to Bali and I got fucked on bintangs. I thought this will balance us out.
The knowledge.
Learning
knowledge.
some Balinese.
I
Yeah,
completed the entire Swedish Duolingo tree.
Yeah, I did the entire Hindi.
How was that?
It was alright.
I'd say it was alright in Swedish.
It
Oh!
was about 4 or 5 years ago. I can remember how to say min svenska inte så bra, which is my Swedish isn't very good. But I did the whole thing because I was like, I would love to read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo in the language that was originally written in.
Is that what motivated you?
Yeah, that's what motivated me. And I hadn't seen the movie. I hadn't read the book initially.
Pretty,
I think I was kind of just like...
pretty like 7 out of 10 movie.
I think I was kind of just like maybe into chicks with dragon tattoos, and I'm like, this book sounds like it's got all my interests. And so I was like,
It's got girls and
I'll
tattoos
find
in
her.
it.
and I was like,
let me learn
I was like,
Swedish.
in the native language too. That's a big commitment. I'm like, I'll just do it. Actually, it was quite funny too. Like I kept it real secret too. I was like, I'll keep it low key that I'm doing this because maybe it'll be good for a little bit. And then I remember, like on my 21st birthday, I was drinking at a bar with my uncle and my dad and some mates and shit like that. And like, I don't know, like our whole family's fluent in Japanese. We just bloody yarn to whoever. And Dad was just yarning with some people next to us and just goes, I met these people. They're from Sweden. I went, lit. And then just rattled off some Swedish. Everyone's pretty fucked. And everyone's like,
Damn.
why does James know Swedish? It was great. And then my uncle's like, why the fuck do you know Swedish? And I
I
was like,
feel like that's a motivator for
And
a
I-
lot of people, so
yeah.
you can surprise.
yeah, you can
a
surprise
group.
him. But I got it. My uncle's like pretty pissed. And he's like, why do you know Swedish? And I was like, bro, everyone knows Swedish. And he just looks at me.
Just gaslight your uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, gaslit my uncle. My dad.
full-
Isn't that what lawyers do though? Isn't that
pretty
what you
much,
guys
yeah.
do? Just
It's
gas
revenge,
24/7
Yeah.
gaslighting.
My
Fair
dad,
enough.
my dad went to sleep, like fucking got into bed with my mum, and then leaned over and went,
And then your uncle.
"No, my uncle's not there." But he leans over to my mum and goes, "Do you know James speaks Swedish?" And mum's like, "This man's fucking cooked."
Your mum said this will make great chat for a podcast in 9 years.
And here we are.
These years later.
I went to Sweden as well too, and I'm like, I can finally.
go?
Yeah, I went to
Where'd you
Sweden.
go?
I went to
My cousin is
Stockholm,
Swedish.
and I went to Malmo, and I went over there. I'm like, I can
Oh,
finally.
Melma.
I can finally flex my Swedish, and I was like trying to order food in Swedish, and so I was like, "Oh, can jag ha en kanelbulle?" Which is like, "Can I have a cinnamon bun?"
And it went, get out of here, this is a Wendy's.
Then they went, "Yeah, sweet bro, 20 kronor," and I was like,
Did they reply with "sweet bro"?
They always
Pretty much.
reply in
It
English,
was-
though.
"Yeah," replied in English. And
I
was,
tried that.
Yeah.
And
Sure,
then
brother.
And then I was like,
Yeah, that's
I was like,
it.
he's not getting
Yoza!
it. He's not getting it. I'm trying to practice my Swedish. So I said, tack, which is thanks. And he goes, yeah, no problem. And I'm like, fuck, cunt.
The most demeaning response.
Yeah.
Yeah. I finished my degree in Denmark. Shout out, they don't have any Uber or any subway. I had to go to
What a fucking
Sweden
trash.
when I was hungover I had to go to Malmö to get a subway from Copenhagen.
Train over the bridge.
Yeah, it's 20 minutes. But I mean, longer than I wanted it to be. I couldn't even Uber Eats it to my apartment. I was like, this is not the future.
It's transnational.
This is not what my ancestors died for, bro. If I can't Uber Eats Subway when I'm hungover, it's not a country I want to live in. But you could probably do it in Afghanistan, but not fucking Denmark.
Fuck national borders.
Yo, Taliban will deliver Subway directly to your door.
Yeah, bro.
And maybe someone else's head, but whatever.
Hey.
I mean, they might.
Yeah, they might. I mean, hey.
They might.
Is this podcast going to be broadcasted in
Deliver your
Afghanistan?
Subway in a 6-inch.
It's global. It's global.
It's a sandwich
6
and a
inch.
6-inch.
Humble.
Yeah, someone's cock.
Yeah.
6 inches is like that, right?
I feel like it's a bit bigger, but that's what she might say. I don't know. I don't know
This
if that's
podcast was sponsored by BetterHelp.
It's sponsored by Subway. Transnational. Holy fuck. This is great. Okay. Where are we going from here? What I would say...
It's your show, man.
Hey, man, you tell us
I'm
what you
trying.
tell us.
I'm
Yeah,
trying.
We go to Afghanistan after
You
this?
guys got me like gobsmacked.
Don't you have
It's
anything
great.
written down?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Were you not prepared for this, bro?
Oh, I'm prepared, but maybe I wasn't prepared
Did
enough.
you do the readings for this class?
Did I do what?
Did you do the readings for this class?
I did the religious readings.
Oh. Hey, okay, can I ask you a question? Can I
Yeah.
just turn things around on you?
Sure.
So you went to Kent's.
I did.
Now, did you do religious studies?
We had to.
You had to as part of, yeah?
Yeah.
So, okay, question for the both of you then. I went to a public school. And I would like to know a little bit more about this religious studies. So, you were forced to do it, and it was Presbyterian?
Correct. Yes.
You weren't forced to do it. You could opt out.
I was baptized Presbyterian, allegedly according to my grandfather.
It was.
Rest in
You could
peace.
opt out of it later.
But when you
but the-
started, you had to
But
do
it
religious
was. You could
studies,
opt out
yeah?
in I think like the year 12 or 13. If I
I thought you could
remember
opt out right the way through if you were... No?
Well, look, either way,
my year wasn't allowed to.
for the listeners out there, Scott, tell me. You can go next. Don't worry, baby.
Okay.
Scott, tell me, what was it like doing religious studies in school?
That's a good question. What was it like?
Yeah.
In school. Well, I grew up by going to church a little bit.
Yeah.
I think probably
I'm so sorry to hear that.
it's just a part
Sorry,
of it.
I'm
It's
such
ju-
an asshole.
It's just a part of it. What would I say? I mean, like, I think learning about the biblical texts, whether it be in the Bible or the Quran or whatever it is,
Yeah.
there is value in it.
100%, yeah. For
However, applying it to your life very strictly and believing in every word that comes out of a book that has been rewritten and changed about 1 million times isn't that smart.
as a 16-year-old, you're like, I want to do drugs. And the Bible's like, don't. And you're like, well, I don't know, man.
Does the Bible say
it's-
don't do drugs at any point?
I know it doesn't. And they drink a fuckload.
They do. They turn water into wine. They just
Wine
have to
is
get water.
so
Yeah.
not nice.
Also, the Old Testament is incredibly
Testament?
explicit. Holy shit.
yeah.
If you want some, I mean, hey, you want some crazy reading, check out the Old Testament, brother.
Yeah, man. Well,
A lot
I'm
of
all
rape
about-
and
I'm all
war
about, you
and
know,
death.
I thought it was quite
Speaking
good.
in tongues?
Yeah.
I mean, I've only seen that once, but that was at a cult. I'm not a part of the cult. I was working there.
Hang on. Tell
Hold on,
us
hold on.
Yeah, we're flipping this around on this. Tell us about your cult.
You were working there. What were you? Were you doing
Nah,
sound at the cult?
Almost. What they would do is they would do these baptisms, and they would bring people on and kind of make them just like
Come.
spaz out,
Yeah.
and it was very fucking weird.
Yeah.
And so I got to see that. So that was strange. But like getting out of the cult part of religion
But at
and
the
just a Presbyterian. Oh, what were you
At
gonna
the
say?
time, what was it like? Because I mean, I assume
In school, you
you're,
mean?
you're in that, right? And so obviously you have some religious background, some leanings, and then is your faith challenged? Wow, this is getting deep.
Let's go.
Because I first saw speaking in tongues at Whangaparoa Baptist Church. Shout out.
Yeah.
And I went, you know what? You'd never get this at Northcote Baptist Church. Let's fucking carry
This is
on.
an upgrade.
It's fucking... You know what I mean? I'm like, this is not biblical. And then I did some research. And I have my own interpretations. And I don't want to make this an ecclesiastical class right now. But
Nah, do it.
Well, if you want to get into the chapters,
please.
I don't think this is appropriate.
Don't.
But what I want to
give
know.
us the cliff notes.
Look, my interpretation of the Bible. This is nuts that I'm saying these words. Was that they weren't saying that one person spoke in a gubbity, and then all the Romans and Egyptians and Philistines and whatever heard that, and the Holy Spirit entered them. What the Bible really says is that one person spoke, and all the listeners from all the different nations heard those words in their own language. And for Pentecostals to then, I'm going to get fucking killed by the Pentecostal church.
Go.
For Pentecostals to take that verse and then go, well, this means that they were going, habada, habada, habada. You know what I mean? It's bullshit.
1 ounce Pentecostals.
Scott, what's your view
on that specific
man.
thing?
Yeah, man.
Wow. I've never been asked that before. What a crazy question. My answer to it is
I feel bad asking you this.
Nah, don't feel bad about it. Because that's really next level. Like, because for me, I don't know about James, how if you grew up going to church without school. Did you go to church outside of school? Right.
No, I'd catch fire.
Look at this outfit, dude.
But my point is, like,
He puts things
it's
in
like,
the butt.
I said I went like a little bit, but my point is, like, church was very dull. Because it was most of the church I went to was also Anglican or Presbyterian. It's kind of formal.
No, that's the best kind.
It's like, you people are reading for like 20 minutes, you sing a few songs, it's an hour long. Like, that's the
You get some
ceremony.
tea and some biscuits at the
there's
end.
no speaking in tongues and people getting the devil. That's fucking like, that's because there's levels to it, right?
That shit's a little bit skits. That's what I'm saying.
And like the Pentecostal church, and also even like you could like Jehovah's Witnesses, like there's like it's just another level of like people taking it and like pushing it even further to also what I believe to be controlling people and manipulating people.
For sure.
You could
Like
argue
the
that
Mormon
yes,
church.
yeah, or like even Catholics to a point. I would also say,
Bro, I love
but
cats, don't you
but
dare
I
talk shit.
but I would say within like Anglicanism or like Presbyterian, yes, there's a little bit, but it's not as imposed. There's a little bit more freedom in it.
Do you think Pentecostals just brain rot Anglican? Like they need all this exciting shit going on.
Wow.
That's
That's
a take.
Like they still feel sorry for themselves, like Anglicans. They're like, oh, fucking sinned and shit.
Anglicans are
But,
like,
but they need the pizzazz. They need the bloody show and dance.
Yeah.
They're like, Anglicans are like, okay, so we're like regular Methodists, except, we want to confess our sins like Catholics, and also we're British. Bosh.
Bosh.
That's what Anglicans are like, I feel like.
That was
Because they confess their sins, right? Like Catholics.
well, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
made
I mean,
that
the
up.
Anglican religion and Catholic is very much the same. It's just the only different. Like, there's a few different reasons why it changed.
They got good artwork, Catholics.
Yeah,
They've got the best churches, like the nicest.
they got money.
joinery.
Also,
They got
shout
money.
out raw dogging. Like just putting raw dogging in your religion. Oh, sorry, babe. I can't use a condom.
Yeah.
God forbids it. Like
Yeah.
fucking that's top tier gaslighting.
Can we talk about soaking?
Yeah, Mormon soaking. Yeah, can we talk about
man.
that? Have you heard
know about soaking?
I do not.
So-
Enlighten,
Dude, you don't know about-
enlighten
Can I feel
me.
this one crazy?
Yeah, bro, go for it.
It's a
Enlighten
loophole.
me.
It's a loophole around premarital sex that the Mormon community use, where like
This is real, by the
they
way.
don't define sex as simply like penis and vagina intercourse. Thank you. They define it as like the actual like full act of like thrusting inside someone. So what they do is a practice called soaking, where you just insert the penis into the vagina, and then kind of like the joke is you get someone jumping on the bed to kind of make inadvertent thrustings.
It's like, okay, so thrusting would be, I'm going to try and come inside you. But if I put my penis inside you and our mate, James,
Jumps in the bed.
shakes the bed
Yeah.
and causes my body...
I feel like I have
It's sort
heard
of
something like
No, this
out
is
of my
real.
control.
This
No,
is-
that's
it
what I
sounds
mean.
like we're taking the
no,
piss.
I feel like
This
I've
is not a
heard.
South
I've
Park
heard.
episode.
I don't know what it related to, but I have heard that weird thing about shaking the. What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah. It's like it's
We
a
actually
loophole.
had a guy at our law school.
Real.
Ankles. Do you remember who Ankles was? Okay, you're going to have to blur this out.
Can we talk about how many sports metaphors are used in sex?
Okay, and we're back. Yep. How many sports uniforms do we use in six?
Well, like you've got rebound, the assist.
Wow.
This is a slam dunk.
have you said that
I've never referred to
within
it as
sexual
slam
intercourse?
dunk.
Like she's keen. This is like an absolute slam dunk. You know.
Okay.
I never heard that. I think you made that up.
How many rounds you can go? It's a boxing
Okay.
metaphor.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I see where you're
Okay.
going.
You know?
Okay.
Round, rebound.
I don't know if I've asked a lady this before. Like, how many rounds we got?
Well, no, it's more
One.
on you.
I mean, it is more on me, but
Yeah.
also on her if she
a
can be
30
bothered.
It's a 30-second one-round
Maximum
knockout.
one.
Sorry,
yeah.
I should say 30 seconds on her birthday.
Why? What happens other days?
10 seconds.
Ah, fair enough. You're a very excitable man.
Oh man, there's a camera and there's. Oh wow, this is great. This has been so great. This is excellent.
Yeah. You guys win the rowdiest podcast I've had. It's fucking great. Cheers, boys.
Hey,
Cheers.
man, for the most bleeps in one podcast.
We're going to get about
It's fucking.
10 minutes of usable footage.
It's up to. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll just keep
we'll
going.
see what happens.
Let's go for 3 hours. And
Well,
Nah, it's all fine. It's all
I've got to
fine.
go do a Duolingo lesson.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What are you learning? Are you doing Balinese? That's right.
No, I'm
Indonesian.
doing
Indonesian.
Swahili right now.
Swahili. Just, why not?
Yeah, man. Shout out Tanzania,
Shout-
Kenya,
Yeah.
Burundi, Rwanda.
Well, that makes sense, though, because you're from South Africa. So it's like...
Yeah, man. We don't speak that there, but
No,
you know.
but it's like in the ballpark.
I mean, do you know what? There's actually a lot of crossover in terms of Bantu languages with Zulu, and we don't need to get into that. But you know,
Do you speak Afrikaans?
I can understand it. Yeah, and I can reply.
So you can speak it.
I mean, my Dutch is better than my Afrikaans.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But yeah, I can. I can praat.
You can.
You feel me?
Praat.
Yeah, I can praat.
You like a good braai? That's like all I know.
Oh man, that was pathetic.
That's what?
Huh? No, that was great.
Now the pronunciation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
I feel like that was shocking.
Do you like
Yeah.
braai?
I like a braai.
That's
I
all.
like a
That's all I
braai.
can
Yeah,
do.
mate. Chuck the boerewors on the braai.
Yeah, the was.
The boerewors. Damn, this is really coming off the wheels now. The hat's falling off.
Yeah, fuck. What else do you want to ask us? Bring us back on the rails.
All right, let's
Can you
come
ask
back.
us about pink plates?
Yeah, well, I will.
Shit, who's
Fuck, I tried. I
You did try.
I did
Look,
try.
Scott,
To be
we
fair.
should pitch. We'll just
Pitch.
go for like 5 hours. We're good for it. Keep us going. We won't stop. We've got beers in the fridge. We will keep going. And I think, and
I
then
gotta go do my
It's-
Duolingo.
no,
lesson.
it's
like
fine. Don't do
honestly,
it.
maybe like a little bit more to go.
we can keep going because we don't have legible footage. We just keep going. We'll get better and better and better. That's the Pink Plates way.
Yeah, but I don't do 5-hour podcasts. I'm not fucking Joe
No,
Rogan.
we edit it down to
Be
one.
somewhere in 2 minutes.
No, you don't.
like we. But that's all right.
Ask us a question.
Okay. Why punk rock?
Because we're angry.
Yeah.
What are you angry at?
Oh, fuck. Whatever.
Auckland transport.
That's fair.
Yeah. whatever fucking sparks us that day. But like, I think punk rock also has this like great energy about it, and that's like why we started Pink Plates was just for a great live set.
Yeah, it's
There you
about the
go.
live
Yeah.
show. It's not about like.
No, I get that, but
Being
like
successful as a band
as in
or-
for doing
yeah.
like punk rock specifically, why not metal?
It's
Why
the
not?
best medium. Like metal, I think metal has become so homogenous. I'm gonna pick some fights here. Metal's become so homogenous, it's lost its energy. You know, you can listen to a metal song and you pretty much go like, I know how this is gonna go. Right from when it starts. You're like you're doing your twang little like
When I listen to punk, I'm so much more confused and entertained about where it's
like
going to go.
there's more like I feel like punk's way more open. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Like it's still a very open medium, whereas metal feels very closed.
Isn't
like-
punk real close though? Because it's just like two,
Bro,
three
you're going to
chords.
start a fight because, suicidal tendencies, they're all about crossover, right? We don't want to, the punks and metalheads don't want to fight. We want to be
that's the thing,
friends,
like-
you know?
Suicidal
wanna be
tendencies.
friends,
you
That's
can,
why it's metal cool.
you can bring in metal elements into punk. I don't know if you can go the other way because they'll go, that's hardcore. You're a hardcore band now. That's
Yeah.
different. Metal has become so like you've got all your little niches and it's become very like homogenous. Like you go to a metal set and you're like, I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen. Whereas punk, you're like, I could throw a fucking trombone in a Pink Plate set and people would be like, fits right in, bit weird. with the
Midwest
Pink
emo.
Plate. Yeah, you can throw some Midwest emo in there. You can
That's
throw it all
what
in
the
the
trumpet's
mix.
for, right?
You guys aren't really a sad band though.
No,
I mean,
we're
hey,
not.
we're sad.
I know, but yeah, you're sad, but you're
I'm
not a
so
sad band though.
Scott.
No, we're not.
I
But
don't
we-
know if
I
you're
might
that
need a
sad.
hug after this
I'll
podcast.
hug you, man.
I think
Honest, I will.
We probably are a sad band, but we get it all out on
You're a
stage.
sad band.
And I think that's the thing. Like, we'd really try to, like, you just leave it all on the stage. And that's like,
You guys are positive though when you play.
Yeah, man.
We like a good laugh.
We're here for a good time.
No, but not just that, but like it's positive. I listen to the music, it's angry, but it's not like, oh, I'm angry and sad. It's like I'm angry and like
I'm
invigorated.
angry at landlords and Auckland Transport.
Yeah.
That's common Auckland gripes, and I can relate to both, so I appreciate
Shout
it.
out Bulk Bogan.
Bulk Bogan.
Good Auckland band. Bulk Bogan. They're a hardcore band from Grafton.
I wasn't okay.
Yeah, man.
But
I'll check him out.
But yeah, I don't think we're. Yeah, like probably is a bit of a positive element to it. I think it's probably some of our newer stuff is getting a little bit more sad. Like I kind of like.
sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm real sad.
I kind of like when I like happy songs with sad lyrics. I think that's my jam. Like, and I think Run was probably the closest in that field. It was kind of like real happy. I think it's in a Mixolydian scale. It sounds very like ooh jammy, and then like the lyrics are like fucking real sad, all about like losing time and looking back, like running the race of life and looking back and going, oh, actually I should have enjoyed the race, but I've won at what cost?
Every Pink Plate song inspired me to quit my job.
Yeah.
Especially Run and
Especially Run.
Monkey. Yeah, no, for sure. Because like he's saying, Run is all about saying, well, like, okay, so you decided to actually knuckle down and do all that hard corporate shit. And now you're like 45, you're looking back and you're going...
Was it worth it?
It wasn't. Right? That's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
the
that was it.
reflection of the song.
That's cool. I get that.
And I think a lot of probably Pink Plate's energy, ethos, and song lyric writing kind of comes from a little bit of a first world corporate struggle zone.
Yeah.
That isn't too privileged to say.
I think the old
No,
the
because
old,
it's very
relatable. I
because
think it's very
everybody can
relatable.
relate to it.
Regardless,
regardless.
you can, because you're like, if you're doing any kind of hustle where you're not happy doing that career, that job, and I think that also plays into the whole what punk music is about.
Correct.
It's about escaping that, and I think that's what makes the music that we play really cathartic and really enjoyable for us as musicians to play and for the audience to listen to.
Yeah, people go ballistic when you guys play.
That was a good quote. Now I'm getting a phone call from my girlfriend saying, "Where are you?"
Gonna go take that.
Sorry, we can wrap this up soon. It's all good.
I got more in
I
me.
know you got more. I bet. We might have to do another one. Well, actually, then when this comes out, I think I can say it. Dougfest.
Dougfest.
Because
we can talk about Dougfest.
because technically this is going to come out after.
It'll come out after the announcement. Actually, we should do some plugs because
Yeah.
this-
Shout out Doug.
Shout out fucking Doug, bro.
Because when this
He's the
comes,
man.
because
He's
when
the
this
fucking
comes out,
man, eh? Shout out Doug.
when this comes out, I think 3 or 4 days later, we're playing a show at Big Fan with Buzz, Cootie Cuties, and Shotgun the Couch, and that's going to be big. That's the
Shout
first,
out Shotgun the Couch.
It's the first Big Fan gig that we've headlined, and that's sort of like I think Pink Plates is sort of heading into a bit of a new stage where we're like. Definitely, I felt invigorated after the 605 gig. I was like, this feels
Yeah, it's a good time.
massive.
It looked cool.
Like
Should have
we-
been there, should have seen it, should have felt it, should have heard it.
like I was like, shit, this is actually like this felt great headlining this. Let's do one more. And so we've got Big Fan coming up, and that's going to be amazing. But then, yeah, the Dougfest announcement will be out by now because I think in real time, in this time, I think it comes out tomorrow
Yeah,
or the next
and
day.
yeah, it does. Yeah,
And so
I'm very excited for that,
I'm so excited for Dougfest. I love Doug with
and
all
I
my
may
heart.
or may not see you guys there as well.
You'll
May or may
definitely see us
not.
there.
Of course I will, because I'm a part of it too,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah,
which will be great.
man. Can I just shout out,
Yeah.
gotta stop, John from Last Place?
Okay.
Because not only
Okay,
is
nice.
John particularly like the dude who runs Last Place, supporting local bands, he also supports local producers of beer, wine, whatever. So shout out John for supporting all kinds of local scenes. Shout out John.
We do need a bit more of that. I think
man.
that it's getting a bit. We're getting a bit. What's that? What was the term I had? Like post capitalism, where it's just like everything's chained.
Late stage capitalism.
Late stage. That's the one I'm looking
Yeah.
for. That's
Yeah.
the correct term.
Starbucks. We need another
Too many
Starbucks in
chains.
West
Too
Auckland.
many chains.
that-
But in New Zealand, we do have such an ethos where we don't like that.
That was
So
the inevitable end of capitalism, though. Like it was all
Of course.
like when you sort of you get these concentrations of power. Like capitalism thrives on adversarial action, and when you have one person being another person, they tend to consume that person. And we're into that late stage where we actually have so many little pockets of like industry.
Massive. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just all big corporate conglomerates, which capitalism works when you have healthy competition on equal playing fields.
Yes.
And if you have monopolies, it turns to shit. Or a duopoly or an oligopoly.
Shout out Russia.
Shout out Russia.
Oligopolies.
But we're sort of getting to that point. And it's where local bands, local artists, local producers,
Local businesses,
you need to support them. Because New Zealand's so prime too. We're a tiny little fucking micro country in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
And everything's expensive, so you want to pay the least amount of money, so you're drawn to those kind of...
You're drawn to the cheap shit because times are tough. But I mean,
times are tough.
But because we're so isolated, we're sort of somewhat free from the big American corporate garbage.
We are a bit more free, yeah.
Yeah. And so you do have it's a prime opportunity for growth. I think New Zealand's got an insane number of small businesses. It's a large proportion of SMEs, right? Yeah, small businesses.
I wonder what that percentage is. I'd actually be interested in looking at that.
Jamie, bring that up.
Jamie!
Do we have a dude for that?
Fuck no.
Bring it up over here.
Yeah. Scott, you need another Scott for that.
I know. I need a Scott editor. Trust me. I need AI Scott.
Jamie, bring that up. But no, it's a large proportion. And we should be supporting small businesses because we're so fortunate in New Zealand because in any other part of the world they get swallowed up by big corporate fuckheads. Kidnap your local oil executive.
Yeah,
BP New Zealand.
I did actually do a couple of I called them medium dives because I was too lazy to do a deep dive. But essentially what it was I would investigate these. I went down a rabbit hole of trying to figure out who owned everything, and I found out it went down to two massive asset owning companies, which was BlackRock and Vanguard. BlackRock, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's something
BlackRock, Nvidia,
they have
diversified funds. Kind of just
but what my point is that because of these entirely crazily huge, $10 trillion net worth, because they have so much ownership of everything, the amount of problems that creates and what they can get away with is insane. And the other thing I found completely crazy about it was because they own don't get me wrong, they own massive shares in Microsoft, Apple, all the big players. They own massive shares in the biggest companies that exist in the world. They can have say on whatever the fuck they want in terms of replacing CEOs of these companies to replacing whoever they want. So the power that you guys are pretty clued up, but I think for some people it's people will still look at the political systems and look at who does what and who says what, and it's that's not how this works.
No, it's all money.
At all. Correct. Money talks, and that's the answer to all of us. But
no one's ever done that.
It's been done before. But you can still be pissed off about it. Shit. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's
fucking horrible because this is the problem with then trickling down to where we are of local industry getting destroyed to then properties being completely owned by these massive investment companies who don't give a fuck at all.
And it's foreign investment too. It's these big American corporations.
Correct.
And I don't know. I love New Zealand. I'm a passionate lover of New Zealand, and I don't like...
He's very passionate.
I don't like big corporate control in our lovely little paradise down here. I think it's fucked. And where big corporate control doesn't have its tendrils is small businesses.
Yeah.
And we are so blessed that there is such a good environment to
It has gotten a lot worse in the last few years, but yeah, it's still not as on the level of the United States.
Look, politically maybe it's gone a lot worse, but
I'd say the economy's gone
sure, it's the global economy's gotten bad,
but I also say with these massive, you could say supermarkets as an example to the biggest companies when it comes to
the New Zealand supermarket thing's a bit fucked.
Yeah, it is.
Stuff's a little bit. Black Sands loves foodstuffs.
But as a whole, New Zealand is one of the best places to start a small business.
Yep.
And and that has always been true. Even when the economy isn't great, New Zealand is still on a global scale one of the best places to start a small business. and we should be.
I think that probably really depends on what you're starting it in.
Oh yeah, don't start a supermarket. You know,
I think being a tradie in New Zealand, you might be okay.
Own oil
you know?
mining.
most things. We're one of the easiest countries.
Deep sea oil.
We're one of the easiest countries you can incorporate a company in, and then you've got
Yeah, that's true.
and then you've got separated liability.
Okay, starting the company, but retaining a profit. You know.
We used to be a tax haven.
We
for
did.
Trusts.
That is
the
true.
Panama Papers.
That is
all the
true.
money made in the old Panama Papers
That was more.
through
That was more trust secrecy.
trusts.
Yeah,
Trusts.
because we've got quite good trust secrecy laws, and
They
that's.
changed it now.
I don't.
right?
I don't.
They changed
It's not a
it.
subject I know much
They fixed
about.
that now.
But
yeah.
it's. I mean, as far as incorporating a company goes and getting your stuff off the ground, like
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
can,
yes.
and you can get loans for small businesses. Like New Zealand is sort of geared up towards starting a small business. If you try to do that in America, much harder.
right.
You know, you've got to fucking. It's a fucking nightmare. But like, which is like because we are such a good environment for starting small businesses, that's why we need to support them. Like it's such an easy environment to start them. Like you need to follow that through. Otherwise, we're just going to be America light, like Australia is,
Yeah.
which is disgusting.
Are we like? If Australia's like America, are we like Canada?
We do
Canada has a lot of problems.
we do legally follow.
Yeah, but we have abused and colonized the native people like Canada have. We're like a Canada like.
Yeah, we're probably more similar to Canada than we are to America, and even legally too. We look at them like.
British.
There's more similarities, I think, legally.
Commonwealth shit.
Yeah, our Court of Appeal tends to look more towards Canadian judgments than American judgments.
Whoa. Legal talk.
I know.
Lawyer insight.
Lawyer.
3 beers in, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, let's.
I can feel the Lord.
Let's.
Ask us another
We're at-
question, Scott.
All right. I will ask you guys another question. I might be running out of questions, but I will try. Maybe we go to a quickfire.
Oh my god.
Nah, dumb idea.
Don't want to do that.
No, we
wanted
are
to do it
keen.
before. And you didn't want
I
to do
said
it.
no.
Yeah,
That's not how this works. It's on record. Yeah, no, that's
I'm
fair.
in trouble.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
Shout out, Charlie.
Yeah. Okay. This is actually a banger question for you guys.
All right, let's
because
start.
you
Cool.
guys are rowdy
I'm in
fellas, so
trouble.
this is going to be a great story.
We're ready.
Individually, because
Yeah.
I know you've got something crazy, and I imagine you definitely do as well. Craziest gig experience. Could be going to a show that you've seen, or it could be a show that you've played.
I got a few.
Top 3.
I don't know. I could probably keep rattling them off. I'm going to keep rattling them. I'm not constrained by your bounds.
All right.
Pink plates
this
was
is
my
our show.
craziest one.
This is our show.
Not, you know how we just did 605?
Yeah.
Damn.
About a year prior, I went to a 605 show to see these guys before I was in the band. And at one point, James had stripped off to his... Shut the fuck up. Had stripped off into his underwear.
And a bondage harness.
Had jumped into the crowd. And there was no one to sing the verse coming up. And he just threw me the mic. And that was special for me. I got to sing like... I wasn't in the band, right? But I got to sing James's part to like my favorite... It was Monkey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was Monkey. You were in like leather and underwear. And you jumped to the crowd and you threw the mic. And I was like, well, I guess I'm in the band now. And I sung... Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That was quite funny too, because I had planned to take my shirt off at that gig, and because I had a bondage harness on underneath, and I thought that would be quite funny. And then someone said, "Take your pants off," and I went,
Yeah,
"That's
it was
fine."
me.
Actually, it was two milfs from Whangarei. Said,
Shout out.
"Shout out milfs."
Shout out Whangarei.
Said,
Oh, I don't know about that one. But
said
yeah.
yeah. but they were saying, "Take your pants off," and I was like, "Mean." So I started unbuttoning my pants.
Yeah.
And then I remembered we were closing the set with Fast Times in Tahoe, which we do a fair bit.
It's great. I saw you guys play it.
And I always do the guitar solo on a harmonica. And I had the harmonica tucked into my pocket. And I thought, shit, as I'm unbuttoning my pants to take them off, I'm like, I have the harmonica in my pocket. And I'm not sure how that's going to work. So I thought quick and turned towards Michael, our drummer, and I slipped the harmonica from my pocket into my jocks and turned back around in sort of one fluid motion and then shimmied my hips. My pants dropped. People thought it was great. And then I think we were in the middle of Fast Times in Tahoe as that happened, like sort of like in the intro. And then by the time it came for the harmonica solo, I whipped the harmonica out of my jocks and everyone was like was this?
I thought that was his metal cock.
Yeah, everyone was like, was this planned? Like, what the? How have you had that thing stashed next to your nuts? I also tried to sell that harmonica to the Whangarei Mills for $80, and they did not buy it. I still use it to this day.
That's unfortunate.
Hey, if there's any MILFs from Whangarei out there listening,
$60 now. It's
$60
gone down in value.
The price is rocketed up.
shout out.
Inflation.
But that was good. Probably another crazy one, I think, was the Boondocks EP release. I'm talking like specifically Pink Plates shows, I think, now.
Yeah.
I've probably had some other crazy ones like just outside of it. But we played our set and it was really good. And like a Pink Plates tradition.
That's good.
Yeah, no, we were always good.
That's good.
Well, it was great.
A Pink Plates tradition always is we always do a shot of Fireball before we go on stage.
Nice.
For bigger gigs, more Fireball. And we had a bottle back in the green room at Big Fan. And I think the Boondocks might have been driving or something like that. So we polished off a good chunk of this Fireball.
If you want to book us, your booking fee,
Yeah, Fireball.
bottle of Fireball.
Fireball.
That's all it takes
But
to
we
book us. As a
we
band.
polished off a good chunk of that. And so I was pretty minced on stage. And we did a good show. And I came off and the Boondocks were prepping their set. And I said, boys, I'm good for another. Put on... what's the fucking song that we do?
Walkie Talkie
Nah.
cover.
Is it Basket Case by Green Day? I do a cover with Boondocks.
Yes.
Do you have the time? Yeah, there. So I was like, put me in, guys. I'm good for another one. Basket Case. And they went, okay, we'll do it third song in. And I was like, mean. Drank more Fireball. Mm-hmm. And I was like half listening to them on stage. And I'm like drinking more Fireball. And I was like, oh, fuck, I've got to come back on at some point. We were with Animal Head. And they had a big panda head. Backstage.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to think of something funny. So I grabbed this panda head, put it on my head, get someone to write Boondocks EP release on my stomach. And I hear them go like, where's James? I went, I'm ready. I walk back out and I'm in like a panda head, the cowboy hat's on top, Boondocks EP release written on my stomach. And I'm like, and Scotty turns around, sees me and goes, oh, for fuck's sake. And I was like,
Oh, that's where that photo's from.
yeah. And I was like, and you see him just go, oh, fuck, okay. And I'm like, I'm ready. And we do the song. I take the panda head off halfway through because I'm like, I literally can't fucking breathe in this thing. And at one point in the song, in the set, I was like, at one point in the song, I was like, I announced to the crowd, I'm like, I'm going to stage dive. And I look out at the crowd and I'm like, you better fucking catch me.
Yeah. I remember this. It's coming back to me now.
And I see one real jack dude sort of second row in go. For those listening, he gave me the thumbs up, puts both his hands in the air, like, don't worry, bro, I'll catch you. And I was like, mean. And I looked, but like in front of him, there's two people texting. And I was like, I'm going to fucking stage dive and look at the people texting. They're still not fucking up. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to do it. Jump over them, land on this big dude, and they catch me. And there's some like great photos. I was so drunk. Well, too drunk to be stage diving.
Yeah.
But I get caught.
Got that confidence.
I get caught and I was like, oh, fuck. I'm like, I did it. And I'm sort of hanging out there. And I was about 112 kilos. And they fucking caught me. And they pushed me back onto the stage. And it was good to go.
Damn. Well, shout out to the muscly man.
Shout out to the real jack dude in the second row.
I'm calling you up, bro.
It wasn't.
Hey, Michael's pretty jacked.
All right.
Say.
What's yours?
Huh? Oh, no, mine was just singing his lyrics. It is.
Oh, come on, bro.
That was the best.
No way.
No, anything else I can't legally say on camera.
Come on.
I
You've got
literally
something.
I literally have to go see my secondary lawyer 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
I can't reveal.
Is that your
any more
missus?
secret- Yeah, it's my missus. I'm in trouble.
Do you want to dip? We'll do some serious
I gotta
bits
go
if you
home.
want.
I gotta go.
Have you got to go?
I gotta pick up the kids. They've been waiting at the pool for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you want to pump out some serious bits that we can pad this shit with?
None of them can swim.
I mean, we can do like another like 15, 20 minutes or something. What's the importance of changing it up with musical genres?
Changing it up with musical genres.
Yeah, because you've done a few different musical genres in your life.
Yeah. Look,
So what's the importance of it?
I think it's good just to have like a broad taste in music. I think it's every genre you play or listen to will give you some other bit of inspiration. Pink Plates is actually really funny. Most of us don't listen to punk. Like Craig's,
I hear a lot of rock bands. They don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't
like-
listen to rock. Eh?
Craig's a big Midwest emo fan, so that's sort of like in another space. Michael listens to like Michael listens to whatever, but like he makes a lot of like hyper pop, Arca sort of style.
What's
like
Arca? I don't know what that is. I know what hyperpop is.
Arca's an artist that does like great transgendered Spanish or Latino artist. Like does these really kind of like, we call it like just beats for ADHD people. Like a lot goes on. It's kind of like, imagine like so dark EDM hyperpop sort of like, it's hard to describe. But go listen to Arca. Shout out Arca. John was listening to just whatever, like a lot of like hip hop and stuff like that. And I like, cause I'm based this off like this one year that we did like a Guess Who's Who on a Spotify rap for the Pink Plates Instagram.
Yeah.
Mine was like country and techno were my top two genres.
Damn. Who is the top country artist?
The top country artist was Orville Peck.
Okay, I don't know. Is that like American country we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
American country.
Yeah. Modern, old school?
Modern.
Okay.
Yeah. Orville Peck's great. He's like he's a queer country artist in like a gimp mask and dazzling suits. He's probably like...
That's out there.
It's probably a good amount of inspiration for Pink Plates' live sets would be like Orville Peck.
That's very interesting for country though. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely different.
And does a lot of like duets with drag queens and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like Orville Peck's fantastic. But yeah, like country and techno was like my two top genres from last year. And like...
That is definitely a big mix. I like it.
But it all helps. Like techno's got a lot of really interesting rhythms, which you can like then bring into punk music. And country's got probably some of the best lyricism in modern music, like modern country. And so like I'll pinch some lyrics from country stuff and like kind of have a country vibe. And then like techno, you've sort of got this like real rhythmic element, driving songs and stuff like that. And yeah, the combination you can just incorporate into whatever the fuck you want. And like, yeah, it helps having such a broad music taste because you can just pull shit from wherever.
Yeah, I really agree. I think like, especially in like, well, I don't know if it happens much now. I guess I always think back to like a few years ago, especially me being in bands, like with rock, alternative, metal, it generally feels like people are a bit squeezed with their idea of what they listen to because I've been through a lot of phases with music, drum and bass, heavy metal, punk, the rock stuff, to then moving more even in like, kind of different kind of house to jazz and stuff. And I play the sax and funk music, and there's just something incredible in every genre that offers. There's something to offer in every genre has something to offer.
Yeah, totally.
I believe, and I think like for any band, if you kind of like just put it into like a small, narrow, I listen to this rock or I listen to this rap, it's like you're missing out on so much. Not necessarily if you like it or not, but you're missing out on it. Same with like pop music. Like I think even like the biggest pop artist, you could say, who's the biggest pop artist right now? Is it still Taylor Swift? Let's use Taylor Swift as an I bring her up often.
Yeah.
There's something to learn from Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
you can learn a lot from Taylor. I'm not a fan. It's not my thing. But you can learn something from Taylor Swift.
Even Taylor Swift's had such a broad array of genres as well too. Mm-hmm. Like
she was just a country artist to begin with.
Folklore is different from Midnight's. Tortured Poets Department is different from Fearless. Like they are like she develops as well, and pulls things from different places. I mean, you can have like her latest album, Tortured Poets Department. Like it's a sad, morose album. Post Malone's on the opening track. Like, wild.
Yeah. I think one of the craziest who was the rapper who did like almost like deathcore recently in like the last year or two?
Nothing of Trippie Redd? No, it wasn't Trippie Redd.
Nah, it wasn't. It was like, no, I think Lil Yachty. No, not Lil Yachty. I think he died. I can't remember.
Lil Yachty's still alive.
He's still going?
Just did a duet album with James Blake.
Oh, shit.
Which is random.
That is random. I do like how rappers really fucking push that, though, in terms of their genre boundaries.
Yeah, and I think...
I like that.
We try to incorporate a bit of that sensibility into our music as well, too. Like, it's probably not so much musically, but like... Yeah,
the ethos, would you say?
Pulling from other genres. I mean, rap's really good at it. Like, it's Playboy Carti did like a very like punk-esque...
I'm thinking Playboy Carti.
Yeah, Playboy Carti did a very like punk-esque, almost like bordering on metal kind of elements into... his music, and like rap's such a broad genre that you can sort of pull stuff in like that. And punk, I think, is in a similar space. Like Turnstiles are really good at sort of incorporating.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Electronic elements.
Soul
Glow as well too. They released an album last year. They're like very like hip hop influence as well. Like you can just bring shit in from wherever the fuck you want. That's why I like punk.
Yeah, there's so much freedom in it. That's what I used to think about metal as well.
No, I think the problem with metal is that it's like people that, and I'm not talking about sort of the upper echelons, like people that can sort of like merge in other genres with metal will do well because it's different. But metalheads will listen to metal and then go like, I want to sound like that metal.
Yeah, and don't do anything else.
And they just kind of filter it down, and it's just like it all starts to sound the same. They're not looking broader, you know. They're not like.
I think like the standard metalhead you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very. Yeah. I don't want to
run of the mill. Like
I don't want to besmirch anyone. Like you know, but
I got you.
But they all sort of filter into the same, and it creates a very generic sound. You know, no one's sort of thinking outside the box, and you can see it too. Like when people at local shows started sort of running tracks with metal and had
that. You're right. I think with the progressive metal stuff, especially.
Yeah, but even metalcore as well too. Like they'd have their sub drops, and they'd have their a million guitars in the backing, and then have their Kempler amp units and stuff like that with the same presets. Like it all started to sound very homogenous. Like they can go broader, much broader. I found a great album the other day. It's a black metal album with a jazz sax over the top of it.
That is different,
and it was incredible. Like, but it makes sense. Like you've got very like you can think of black metal as a very washed out noir soundscape of despair. And like as far as vibes go, what's the difference between black metal and a noir jazz track as far as like mood goes? You know, you got solemn disparity, like a broad landscape. Why don't you just throw a jazz sax over the top of the black metal, you know?
You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen if you try it. That's the thing.
And it was brilliant. I was like, I fucking love this. This shouldn't work, and it works brilliantly.
I have to check it out. That does sound out of it.
I can't remember the name. Something Norwegian.
Yeah. Well, if it's black metal, it generally comes from there, I feel.
I think it was by the same guy.
The weather.
There's one dude. I know his main project's called Sadness, and he's got another one called Traha, Trha, like the A with the dots over the top of it. And it was like a side project of that. The guy's got like 12 side projects. Just throw a jazz sax over the top of the other one.
Damn.
But it's incredible. Yeah, I think people should be pulling from other genres. Like
there really is just so much out there that I think people do miss out on. I remember I had a phase of even listening to like crooners. Like I went like down the rabbit hole, like Frank Sinatra and a few of those, and it was great.
Yeah.
Again, like you just find little nuances from all these places that you can incorporate into. If you're writing music as well, if you get into a lull, you know, writer's block. Have you ever had writer's block?
Oh, massively, massively. I just came out of like a big year-long writer's block stint, and it was nuts. Like, I think I was burnt out from work. And I quit my job, and it was so much. Like, it's slowly sort of progressing back from there.
Felt like your creativity got smashed down, or what was it like from work? Do you feel like your creativity just kind of got squashed?
I was in a difficult relationship, and like work was stressful.
It's hard to have creativity in moments
like
that.
When all your mental space is taken up by those things.
Yeah, which is your everyday.
Yeah, you don't have the mental space to create. And when I left those two things, like it didn't happen overnight. Like initially I was like, I still don't have any ideas and stuff like that. But slowly sort of over the last couple of months, I've sort of noticed like I'll be in the car and think of something and just get the voice recorder out and be like, and and I'm like, that's good lyrics. And it's sort of happening back a little bit slowly.
Has that happened with you doing vocals as well? Because it was your first project being a frontman. Is that the first time you felt like you've experienced trying to be creative in this way? You say like doing voice notes and stuff, because
Nah, because I wrote a good chunk of the stuff for the pop band as well too, and that was sort of 5 years ago. So I've sort of been
the vocal melodies too.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Like I'd be writing stuff out on the piano, and then would work with the producer and would make stuff a bit bigger. So like I've been writing. Actually, probably even before as well too. I was sort of writing like solo acoustic stuff that would just go nowhere, and so like I've sort of been writing music for the last sort of 7 or 8 years, and like occasionally you sort of get little pockets of writer's block, but this is probably the biggest extended period of like, I think it has just come from burnout. But I'm very excited because it's slowly starting to come back, and the last 2 Pink Plate songs we've written. One was called Dopamine, which we played sort of 3 gigs back. And another one called Showman, which we've just written and we will play in a couple of days after this podcast comes out.
Cool.
Both of those, I'm like, this is like probably some of the best writing I've done, and it's got me really excited.
I can see that. That's a great feeling. On the subject of like that song you just mentioned, like Dopamine, it's been interesting to like see for me, like, because looking at a lot of artists who mention that in terms of like songwriting. It's a very popular topic these days, which makes sense, obviously. What was kind of your inspiration for it? Is it drug related? Is it screen related? Is it like just getting sucked in with what's another dopamine sucker?
It's probably both.
It's probably like I always think of the phones. The first thing that comes to my head is the dopamine sucker, but I guess it can be drugs and a lot of things.
That was probably the inspiration, and then it probably came like I was looking at my life and going like, how much sort of cheap dopamine hits was I getting? But it's not necessarily just like little cheap dopamine is fine, but it's when you're like chasing it and really like you craving it, you know? And I sort of wanted to like write a song about that need and the craving for it. But yeah, like it just sort of, once I sort of got the structure down for it, it just flowed. And I was like really excited because I hadn't had that flow state in like over a year. Like,
that's cool.
Because lyrically,
it's nice when you finally get on like those, I guess, creative tangents. You're like, oh sweet, like the juices are flowing.
Well, the one I wrote before that was Big Man, and that's lyrically dumb. The song rips.
That's a fun song.
Lyrically, it's got nothing going for it. And Dopamine was good. I was trying to think the other day of the second verse. It was like, gimme that dopamine. I want to fuck. I want to bleed. I'm bastardized, chastised. I'm leather daddy's saccharine. And I'm like, that's just a cool line. Like, that whole verse rips. And when I'm singing on stage, I'm like, we open with it a lot. And I'm like, fuck, this just gets me going, eh?
It's fun.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm really captured by... I think, like, it's talking about the subject. Like, I'm just really captured by how people manage their dopamine sort of takes, because I feel like now in like the common zeitgeist, I guess you could say,
the cultural
zeitgeist is that such a massive topic that everyone is always on about. Dopamine to the phone to quick, like, how do you manage? Because everyone needs their phone. I mean, it's such a quintessential part of your life now in so many ways. And it's sort of like, because even for me, like, I've struggled with dealing with, the amount of time, not just phone usage, but just getting sucked into just nothing, like just sort of the doom scrolling and all that stuff. And it's something that needs to be addressed, because I'm like, I've wasted time.
Yeah.
Where I have a lot of things I want to do, and I don't even feel relaxed. That's the other thing, which is like, oh, you're on your phone relaxing. I'm like, this is not relaxing.
No, you won't.
I don't feel relaxed.
Because you're chasing a hit the entire time. So
exactly.
So you don't feel relaxed at all. I think it's... What's helped me is just being really conscious of where that time's going. Like, I noticed Instagram Reels were a big thing for me, and TikTok as well too.
Yeah, Instagram Reels, I've gotten a bit better.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's tough. It's addictive.
Yeah, TikTok, I chucked on a 10-minute timer. I get 10 minutes a day of TikTok, and that's enough for me to be like, someone sent me a TikTok, I can look at it, and I'm kind of done. And it took a while, but TikTok's now like not a thing for me.
Nice.
Instagram Reels, I found an app called Distraction Free Instagram, which was quite cool. And you can just turn off different parts of Instagram. So I've just turned off the Explore page.
I've tried different ones. I can't remember which one I tried before. But it was...
Instander is the other one.
Okay. I had one which would like start for like, are you sure you want to be on this app? And like, yeah,
there's
like
app timers and shit like that.
Yeah.
But this was like a full-on app that you could just turn off different things.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, for a wee bit, I had nothing. Like, Instagram was just DMs, and I could just talk to people. And that was good. I've turned back on stories and the feed as well too, just to see what my friends are up to, and that's been great. Like, I can see shit that people send me. I can see what they're up to. The Explore page is dead. Like, there's nothing on it. Reels, non-existent. They don't come up. Or if they do come up, because I've somehow managed to get through the app, you can't scroll on them. You go to flick up and it just goes, no,
there's
sorry.
Nothing. That's
and
great.
That's been great. The other one, YouTube Shorts, I found another app that could just turn those off. But little YouTube rabbit holes are still my vice.
Yeah, I think if you get like for me, I find with YouTube rabbit holes, if you like a good full video or something like quality to watch, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like you just get sucked into like it's also just for me anyway, the procrastination of doing a task and being like, pull out my phone and just have a look, you know?
Yeah.
Which is something that like I think a habit especially got embedded. I hate bringing it up, but COVID got really embedded during that time, and I'm still kind of like a drug addict. I feel like weaning my way off it. It's it's like I don't know. Very bizarre.
Not to get too hippy dippy about it, but like I think setting an intention before you do anything is quite helpful. Like I'm going to do this, and even just a little moment of going, I'm going to do this. Like it helps your brain just go, we're doing a task instead of just going like, oh fuck, I'm just going to like twiddle over here and twiddle over here. Like the modern world's so built around multitasking that you're like, I can do this and check Instagram at the same time, and you just half-ass both things.
Yes.
If you set set your intention on a task and go, I want to do this, and this is why I want to do it, you're way more focused to like, let's just get it done. Because you only need to get over the first like half hour, and then you're locked in. You're like, this is me for 2 or 3 hours. Like you've overcome that distraction. Go, I just need to do this, and then when you start checking your phone, it's probably because you're exhausted and you need to take a break. At least that's how I work. At least it's like it's getting over the initial hurdle.
Yeah, I think so. It's that mental, like, I think it's almost like that not safety net, but it's just like, oh, like this is hard, but this isn't. So it's like, let me do that.
Fuck this thing, you know? Yeah. I don't want to do this. Yeah.
So that's kind of how my brain works. I've gotten a lot better at it, but I still feel like, I'm not quite there. But what was the app called you mentioned that blocked
Distraction Free Instagram or DF Instagram. It's like so good.
It's check it out.
Absolute game changer for me.
And check it out. That's awesome. All right, bro. I think. Have you got anything else you want to promote or talk about?
In a couple of days, come see us at Big Fan on the 27th of September. 27th of September with Cootie Cuties, Buzz, and Shotgun the Couch, and on the 26th of October, come see us. Labor weekend, come see us at Last Place Bar in Hamilton where we're playing Dougfest. We are opening the Saturday night.
Yoo-hoo!
Scotty will be there. I'll be there.
It'll
be fucking amazing.
It's going to be so fucking cool.
Yeah, man.
I'm so excited for it.
I love Dougfest.
Yeah. Do you know what?
So much.
Do you know what's crazy for me? And I'm just going to be selfish in this, is that I get to be outside of doing music and be on this fringe outside of like looking at all the musicians and all you guys playing.
But that's what
it's really fun.
But that's what I love. Like growing up doing all ages metal shows, it was just musicians. And every time you get booked for a gig, it's because some musician wants you there to open for them. Like people like you, people like Doug, who like aren't doing music, but are invested in the music scene, is amazing for musicians because growing up, I've never had that.
No, neither did I. So, and this honestly for me is like, it's very special in like a way because I care. I think that's the other thing is because I've been on both sides of the fence, so I understand.
But that's what any good music scene needs is people that give a shit that aren't necessarily musicians because they bring a different skill set into the scene. And all of a sudden, we've got podcasts. We've got like event organizers. We've got fucking like you've got assets, and like it stops just being cunts in their basement making music. Yeah. It's now
and
like
terribly organized shows.
Yeah, it's now a full-on fucking multimedia extravaganza, and that's what makes a great scene. Is just people, photographers as well. Shout out photographers.
Yeah.
Like
a lot of great photographers at the moment too.
We have had so many photographers like shoot us, and I don't know who's paying them. Someone should. We haven't been.
Yeah.
That we just get a DM a couple of days after a gig being like, hey man, great show. Here's a Google Drive link. And we're like, oh shit, sick. You know, like photographers, videographers, like anyone that works in any form of media that's not a musician that's in the music scene. Like incredible. That's what makes the scene. Musicians, sure, baseline. But like it's everything else that elevates it to the point where it's like not just musicians jerking each other off.
Yeah, and also just like the infighting as well. You need someone like removed to like manage the children, essentially.
Yeah.
that are musicians.
Because we're artists, we're cunts.
Yeah,
you know, everyone's
absolutely.
bloody opinionated in their fields. You know,
absolutely.
Like you need that outside source.
Absolutely. Oh, thanks, bro. This has honestly been one of the biggest roller coaster podcasts I've done.
Yeah, man.
It's been special.
Good luck editing it.
Yeah, this is going to be an adventure for sure. Anyway,
we'll help you edit it. That was chaos.
thank you. Shout out Ping Plays. Thanks, guys. Honestly, fucking crazy. And thanks everyone for listening. Take care and see you soon. Bye.